is great. We can look.
How late was it?
Look at the text thread. It'll tell you how late it was.
I know. I'm going to do.
Oh, okay.
Detective.
We're live, everybody.
Sally the dog's being
What are
a
you
real
talking
love
about?
right now.
Oh, that was real late. 10.
Oh, she's
She's yakking up a bone.
Oh, she got it up.
10:54.
Maybe it was Brian who sent one really late.
What is it that he says? He's got a little bit of, was it Mississippi
Mississippi
leg
leg ham.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, that's funny.
11 o'clock. Too late for you, old
I
farts.
thought maybe Brian sent one
Thursday?
really late.
I think so.
Because that was the day that you and Sally came. I was asleep at 9:30, man. I don't know how you did a long walk and a burrito, and I was out.
We went back out to another PARK. I'm talking to the whole world here. 2 more miles after that. We did like 8 miles that day.
All right, we're going live.
And
Or we're starting the show. 3, 2, 1.
And she still woke me up at 5 a.m.
Go Nintendo Podcast, Webisode 838. The Carcoal Podcast. The Go Nintendo Podcast is part of the HyperX Podcast Network. Listen to our show and other great shows on podcast.hyperx.com. Mom Brain, will you tell us about Carcoal, please?
I will.
Now.
Carcoal forms coal inside its body. Coal dropped by Carcoal, like it's turds, I guess.
Wow. No. Just regular old coal.
Wow. What a carcoal.
Carcoal dropped by Carcoal. Nope.
Coal dropped by Carcoal.
It's been a long week. Coal dropped by Carcoal once helped fuel the lives of people in the Galar.
I say Galar.
I think I was wrong last time, and Galar, I think, is how I would pronounce it.
Galar.
So,
Well, inside baseball.
well, I could pick it apart phonetically, but I won't. They're 3 feet tall, 172 pounds, male and female. The category is coal. Abilities include Flame Body, which means that contact with the Pokemon may burn the attacker.
Mm-hmm.
And Ramit's favorite, Steam Engine.
That's enough.
He is a train boy.
Not true. Not true.
That carcoal is so hot right now.
Oh!
And Steam Engine, in case you were wondering, and I know you were, boosts the Pokemon's speed stat drastically if hit by a fire or water type move.
Thanks, Mom Brain. I appreciate it.
You are welcome.
I'm surprised you never saw the movie Snowpiercer, since it takes place on a train.
I didn't. Well, see, that's the thing.
Oh,
I'm
right,
not
you
into
love
trains,
trains.
so that's why I didn't
What
say
about
it.
that new Brad Pitt movie where he's on a train?
Wait, you're not
Train
into
to
trains?
boost.
No, he loves
bullet
trains.
Train to
Bullet train.
bullet train. What's the train?
Train
The
to
other.
Busan
Train
is
to
the
Busan.
zombie one.
That's actually a good movie, but you don't like
I didn't
zombies,
see the
so
sequel.
don't watch
It
it.
was a sequel.
Not really into zombies.
Spiritual successor.
I won't not watch something because of zombies, but zombies are not my favorite.
No, you
Oh,
did.
what do you call 'em?
You did your part, and I appreciate it.
Like I read The Walking Dead, and I really love that. But I love like what goes on with the people. I'm not like, oh, here comes a zombie, he's gonna bite them. Like, what else do zombies do? They're gonna bite you,
Weren't
and that's
you one of
about
the
it.
people
I
who,
grab
like,
you.
when the Walking Dead show was out, you were like, "This is ridiculous. There's hardly any zombies. It's all about the stupid people drama."
I was annoyed with the drama of the people because it sucked, and I was like, this is really boring. I don't care about any of these people, which is why I watched the show with Lube, and all I had was a couple zombies that shamble around. So I thought you had nothing. So I gave up on the show after 2 seasons. 2 seasons? They were at the prison.
Seasons.
That
When
might have
they-
been the third.
They got out of the prison, I
I don't know.
think.
That might have been the 3rd season.
But I bowed out after that, and I was like, this
I'm sorry,
thing.
why were they all in prison? Because they were killing zombies? Murder?
Zombie prison. I was like,
Nice.
this thing is really popular, and it came from a comic. I should read the comic, and I read the comic, and I was like, now I get it. This is really fun and interesting. But yeah, the show
Did you
didn't do it
watch
for me.
Thomas the Tank Engine?
Nope. Hand to God, no.
Shining Time Station?
Nope. I didn't. Promise.
But you did have many model trains.
I
And a hat.
I didn't have many. I had a few model trains, and yes, I had a conductor's hat. Listen,
Nice.
if
Probably
you're going to
looked
do
good
it,
on
you go all out. Bring it back next week. I'm sure my mom still has it. I'm sure it's
It
there
probably
somewhere.
What's
didn't make
going
the
on right
move.
now? This Ubisoft thing?
Yeah.
Should we be live?
Someone else is covering it. That's why I am here doing the podcast,
Whoa,
because I figured,
sweet.
well, let's put it this way. I would have made myself the one who was covering it if I figured there was going to be a lot of Switch related news. With Ubisoft, what are you going to get? Mario plus Rabbids, which I'm guessing they already did, and Just Dance. And then I'm going to guess that's it. So unless there's a surprise Rayman in there, that's all I got. So those are my guesses.
Freestyle Riders Republic, but I don't see Switch on there.
Riders Republic was previously announced. So
I think
yeah.
most of the stuff that they're going to talk about was probably previously
They
announced.
might throw a surprise in there, sure, but I'm sure it'll be 8 Assassin's Creeds announced today, but I'll find out later. I'll have to wait to find out.
Didn't you hear they're redoing the first Assassin's Creed?
It's about time. It's about time they did that. It's about time we remade every Assassin's Creed and put them in collections. Oh, wait, they've already done that for some of them. Isn't that crazy? I'm on Brain. How are you?
Fantastic, you.
Nikki Hill, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Do is here. How are you doing?
I think you know that I'm just uku to
No,
be here.
no Kirby this week. I'm so sorry. No special guest this week. I'm so sorry. But we do have the one, the only, the robot of the hour, Josh Grobot. How are you, my friend?
A big hello to my fans.
I always
The robot
love
of the
having
next
you
3
here,
hours.
Josh. Oh, the
I'm a party animal.
Woohoo! You going to a party tonight?
Hanging and banging.
I'm here to grace you with my presence.
I know, Josh. I'm asking you if you're going to a party tonight.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
That's all right. Happens to the best of us. Got a hot date tonight? Going to party? Hanging out with Rosie? Going out to a
No,
robot party?
not at all.
Oh,
How old is
Rosie's
Rosie
still a
now?
sore
wait a minute.
subject.
She's probably really young right now.
Rosie? Now, yes,
Rosie
that's
we
true.
know, that was in the
That's
future.
true. That's true.
Funny.
Although we saw them together in the past.
She hardly ages.
I guess so.
That was a really great story.
Unless
And
Rosie's a time travel.
George, how are you, George, my friend? How's the weekend going for you? Pretty great. Hello, Burn and Cheese, and Kufu, the Mummy. Wow. Joe Shabadoo, and Grantimus, and Dre Gamer, and Tall Show. Oh, we got some I was going to say randos, not randos, though. Some less frequents.
Hey,
Anastasia
guys.
Beaverhausen, Hiley and Tom, Red Souza, KC, the Super Sanchez. Wow, guys, the Ubisoft thing is going on, and you're in here watching. Thank you. I
Excuse
appreciate
me.
that. A birthday? Did I see that there's a birthday?
Sing along, everyone.
Sing it if you know it.
Smash that subscribe button.
I saw that it was a birthday, but I didn't see whose birthday it was.
Popple.
Happy birthday, Popple.
Birthday.
Popple, the podcast historian. Thank you, Popple. Happy however old you are, Popple. Hope it's a great one. I hope Ubisoft gives you whatever you want from their presentation. And happy belated birthday, Burn and Cheese. It was Burn and Cheese's birthday
birthday.
yesterday.
You know what to do, Josh.
Oh, no, Josh, not again. Josh, we're good. Josh. Oh, thank you, Josh. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining us on this.
I don't want to be here.
No one, Josh, we appreciate you. Just, we don't want you to strain your voice.
Sure, whatever.
And Tall Show says theirs was Sunday, less than a week ago. Another birthday. Josh, give him a little.
I think it's
Anybody born this month at all?
No, we're good. We're good.
I'm the star of the show.
I think New Year's Eve is a popular time.
For hanging and banging. Yeah, I gotcha. Hi, Freddie Fro. Freddie Fro, I believe we have a question from you today. If I remember correctly, if I recall correctly. All right, first things first. Thank you to Kit and Krista, who did another interview with us. They are 6 months removed from their departure from Nintendo. and we caught up with them to see how things are going for them and how their Patreon's going and their podcasts and what life is like post Nintendo, half a year, all that good stuff. The interview was done by Kiss My Flapjack. So thank you to Kiss for doing the interview. It's on the site right now. But yes, thank you to them for
Is
doing
Kiss My
that interview.
Flapjack, it's a person or a website?
That is a person that
That
writes
works for
for
Nintendo?
us. Yes. Also, thank you to them, Kit and Krista, for being so lovely to Raw Mom on Twitter. So if you were watching the latest episode of Kit and Krista's podcast, you might have been like, oh my goodness, where did they get those stylish Splatoon hats from? Well, they got them from my mother. My mom made Splatoon hats for some people at Nintendo when the original Splatoon came out. So 7 years ago, which is crazy. But they would wear those hats sometimes in Nintendo videos, but they could never mention them. They couldn't
That's so
talk
cool.
about them. But this time they wore them. And then on Twitter, they gave my mom a special shout out. They were like, our Splatoon hats are from GoNintendo Tweet's mother, and then said a whole bunch of nice things about her. So I retweeted that, and Nikki Hill is wearing one right now.
I'm a squid.
She doesn't have
kid.
she's not doing an Etsy or anything.
I think she is. Yeah. They were
she
on her.
still has one, but I don't think
listen, if the orders came in, she'd kick it up.
I mean, would she? I'm assuming she'd
I'll
get
order one.
notifications if they came in, right? If orders came in.
Yeah, she'll get them in her email. I don't know the name of her Etsy shop. Let me.
Was it Gray Dreams?
That sounds about right.
I'm pretty sure I have it.
Mom, I'm doing a podcast live right now, literally. If people want more Splatoon hats, would you be willing to do them? No pressure. Of course, honey.
Can she get them so
I
that
just
they
need to get the yarn.
spray paint out of?
But
the...
I'm sure she would say like, well, you just have to give me time.
I need time. They take a little while, but I'm playing Fortnite right now. So when I'm done with Fortnite, but yeah, thanks to Kit and Krista. That was really nice. I did not ask them to do that. They did that of their own volition. So that's really cool.
According to Etsy, if you go to the Gray Dreams shop,
Yes.
Gray Dreams is taking a short break. We've moved and are busy unpacking boxes. The shop will be reopened when we have completely unpacked. Thanks for your patience.
Well, that's a lie.
Well, I mean, it's
That
not a
sounds
lie.
official.
I think it's probably just one button you click where it's like go on hiatus and then it, gives you whatever.
I mean, and she's got like perfect reviews.
Well, she's quality. She made me that Link hat that I wore. She made me that Mega Man knit hat, which was
Yeah, that
awesome.
Cool.
She made Splatoon hats. I want to say she makes regular knit caps too. Like, I think one of them had like a Triforce logo on it, but she also just makes regular knit caps. But anyway, hello, Lanquin. Lanquin says, I'm watching the live Ubisoft presentation just for all the cool accents. That's true. Oh yeah, you know what? I did want to hear that. I believe they were gonna talk more about their diversity efforts and their efforts to improve the workplace. So I wanted to see what they said about all that because they were in a bit of hot water.
More games for everyone.
My mom says,
yeah, I can give it a try. I gotta look for my old pattern.
well, you sound excited. You don't have, like I said, we're talking about it on a podcast. No pressure. There you go. My mom says she will slave away on hats if somebody wants them. All right, man. All this Marvel stuff's going on right now. Right at 3:00, it's D23. I never used to pay attention to this stuff, and now I'm all about it.
Eminem's rap group D23 is involved with
They've
this?
gotten more people. Yeah, no longer D12. So it was D12, right?
I don't know. I thought it was D23. So
Oh,
obviously I'm wrong.
Let's find out together. Listen, I'm always down for Eminem loves Donkey Kong, so
What the heck is Werewolf by Night?
it's a Marvel thing. Did they show a trailer?
Yeah. 37 minutes ago. Where have you been?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, D23 comes up Disney
I
for
don't
me.
know. Sick burn.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I was putting
I
together the
told you
podcast.
I can't read.
I'm looking up D23 Eminem. No, it does not come up.
Close.
Now I thought it was D12. D12 Eminem. Yes, D12. There you go.
Oh,
Well, it looks like
Numbers,
I'm
numbers.
the bigger Eminem fan.
It's true.
Oh man, that's funny. Okay. Oh, here's something from my mom.
No, I'll find my old pattern and when I do, I'll let you know. I haven't opened up my store on Etsy again, so I'd open it up just to sell the hats.
Tell her everybody's saying hello from the
Everyone
Discord.
is saying hello from Discord. All right, this isn't a mom show. Anyway, Kate and Krista, thank you. Now I forgot where everything was, and all this Marvel stuff's popping up. I gotta stop the podcast. All right, next on my list. Oh yes, I want to say this is
Come back?
very important. I'd like to send well wishes to Crazy Colonel, who sadly has been stricken with COVID.
Oh,
He got it
no.
earlier in the week, I believe he said. I think he's had it for 5 days or so. Yes, I cleared this conversation to be had on the podcast. I said I don't want to blow up your spot if you don't want people knowing, but it's been rough. Caught COVID a few days ago. It's been rough. So he was saying he's going to try his best to do a podcast picture, but he might fall asleep. And I said, don't do the podcast picture. But he never takes no for an answer, so I don't know what's
Take
going to
a
happen.
nap
But
now.
Maybe now's the time to do some of his best
fever
artwork.
dream.
Yeah, because he'll be going crazy.
So, Crazy Colonel, we hope you feel better. Please take it easy. Don't feel any pressure to do a podcast picture. We'll take a picture of Sally and we'll put it up there. That'd be great. Street bread Sally.
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not? And then one more thing before we get into the regular news. So a couple weeks ago, we talked about Sony and Microsoft, where Sony's like, the Activision deal can't go through because Call of Duty, it's too important. Well, there's been a back and forth since then, and Sony has gotten more upset. PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan says that Microsoft's offer to keep the Call of Duty franchise. All right, so Microsoft said, listen, we're going to keep the Call of Duty franchise on PlayStation for a while. We're not just going to be like, oh, goodbye,
Why would
it's
they ever
over.
Take it off of there. Oh, just to sell systems, I guess.
Yeah.
Makes
Or,
sense.
yeah, you know, it might be a situation where it's like, listen, you want Call of Duty first, you get it on Xbox, and then it'll come to PlayStation a year later, but whatever. They said, we're not doing anything right away. It's going to be on PlayStation. And we found out that Microsoft was willing to extend the deal another 3 years past the current deal's end date. So that would mean Sony would have Call of Duty on their systems day and date, just like Microsoft, until 2027.
That's like 14 Call of
So
Duty games.
5 years from now, they would still have Call of Duty on PlayStation.
We might not even be here by then. So
That's true. And then who's to say the deal couldn't be
Call of
renegotiated?
Duty.
Microsoft's
Bro.
like, don't worry, we're gonna buy you out by then.
Yeah, right.
So yeah,
That deal could be-
Those games are always going to be on your systems.
That deal could be renegotiated down the line, just like Sony and Disney did for Spider-Man. So it's not a done deal. It's just, as it stands, Call of Duty will be on PlayStation, just like Xbox, until 2027. And Sony was like, no, that's not fair. So PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan says that the deal was, quote, inadequate on many levels and failed to take account the impact of our gamers, end quote. I don't understand how Sony can go buying other game companies to have their games exclusive to Sony. Then Microsoft goes to buy Activision. Sony's like, no, you can't do this. It's too important. I mean, Microsoft's got the perfect clap back at this. They could say, you know how Call of Duty is so important? Well, the Switch is the #1 system, and you know what it doesn't have? Call of Duty. Never had a Call of Duty game. So,
Which is why Nintendo is doing.
exactly. So Sony could be like, but Sony would then have to be like, well, Nintendo's franchises are better than. That's what are you gonna say? Like,
No, they'd be like, it's for babies. We're looking for
Why
human
would you
adults.
say that?
you can't say like Nintendo has more money, because they don't, because Sony proper has more money. Maybe not their games division, but Sony in general has more money than Nintendo does. So you can't say it's more money. You got to say Nintendo's franchises are better. They do more money, or Nintendo's developers are more talented, or they put out more exclusives. I don't know. All things Sony could do. So I don't understand where Sony has any legal ground to stand on. I am not a lawyer.
Nintendo has the most first-party games, though.
Yes.
Right? Like they've got a lot of they really push their franchises.
Well, that's why they're
They're the
Nintendo.
best.
Yes, their franchises are key to their
And then
success.
Sony, when Sony does like a first-party game, they do like a one-off that might be fantastic, but it's just a one-off. They're not going to like repeat it or revisit it. Well, no, Killzone is that first party?
Well, we'll call it first party. It's developed by the people who do Horizon now, so those are first party exclusives.
But then there was,
Guerrilla
like,
Games. I don't know if Sony owns Guerrilla. To
like
tell you the truth, They
Shadow
might.
of the Colossus was Sony.
That was Sony.
computer-
That was
what is
Sony.
it?
Yeah, that's
Company?
first party.
What is it called? Sony.
I don't know. Sony is what I said. Sony Computer Entertainment
Something.
something. But yeah, like listen. Hey, that's enough out of you. They got I don't know where this goes from here. I don't know how Sony could really say like Activision or Microsoft can't do this because all right over there, Frank.
He's happy.
Because
Yay.
that's not fair, and at the same time scoop up other companies. It doesn't make sense to me. So yes, those other companies may not have franchises that are as big, but of course, if you're a company, you want to buy some of the biggest game franchises, and Microsoft's got the money and Sony doesn't. What are you going to do? That's the way it goes.
I mean, it's just like upsetting that most businesses that's how they are. And, there's just some companies that end up monopolizing or like, with the upper hand.
Yeah, now if it's deemed a monopoly, that's fine. That has nothing to do with Sony, but that's, for court to decide. And Sony's not arguing it's a monopoly. They're
Well, it's
just
not- I mean,
saying
it's not
they
if it's
can't
just
have
one
Call of
company,
Duty.
but-
Like they're not saying they can't have Spyro. They're not saying it. They can't have Crash Bandicoot. Sony's not saying any of that. They're just saying they can't have Call of Duty. So they just care about Call of Duty, bro. All right, Mom Brain. Let's get into the. You have something to say,
Oh.
dude?
No.
Who? Oh man, is it 2K? Who's got Grand Theft Auto? Like, that's the other one then.
Rockstar, 2K publishes.
Sony picked them up because
I don't think
Grand
they
Theft
have
Auto
the money.
5 is still going.
I don't think they have the money, and I don't think 2K or Rockstar. I don't think
sale.
Rockstar would sell. No,
No.
That could be a hostile takeover, maybe, but yeah, they're not for sale. All right, news, please. Enough of this video game news. Let's talk about video game news. This is going to be interesting because I don't remember what happened this week. I thought there weren't a lot of top stories. I could be wrong.
I thought
Okay,
there was a big event.
Ubisoft right now.
Wasn't there something last week or something you did?
TGS is this
It's going to
coming
be
week.
on the 12th, I think, right?
The rumored Nintendo Direct is this week on the 12th, maybe. The Tokyo Game Show starts on the 15th of this week and goes to the 18th.
The Konami thing.
That is Tokyo Game Show, yeah.
That was at Tokyo Game Show.
You just said the dates for it, and I wasn't paying attention because I was thinking of asking you about the Konami thing, not knowing.
The
that it was gonna
Konami announcement is at the Tokyo Game Show, which takes place September 15th to the 18th. Konami's announcement is on the 15th, so the first day of the
be-
Tokyo Game Show.
So we'll be talking about it next podcast.
Yes, sir.
Some of you will be.
Know what I mean?
I don't know if I'm going to be.
I don't know what you mean. Retro, as you might remember, was working on a spin-off for the Legend of Zelda franchise. But Nintendo was like, nah, we don't want you to do that.
For which franchise?
The Legend of Zelda franchise.
Who makes that normally?
Nintendo. oh my god. Nintendo normally makes it, yes, but Retro was like, hey, we got an idea for a spin-off.
He heard Sally, so he thought
Oh,
he should sing. too.
Communicating.
And Sally just heard that
Listened?
and was like,
So
They could
Retro.
take the show on the road.
Oh my god, help me. Retro was working on a I believe it was a game about the last male
Man,
man.
the last mailman,
What was it? Was it the I don't want to say
based on
something
that
wrong.
Kevin Costner movie.
Speaking of mailman,
This is I swear to God, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. Go ahead.
About the mailman?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
school was back in session full time this week.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's actually been a great start to the year. And I have a student who really loves, I think they're called like pellet drums. You know, they're like the real flat drum on a stick that you go like this with and the two beads
Okay,
like
yeah,
click
yeah.
clack on either side. He loves them. So on the first day of school, I was like, welcome back. How will we celebrate? And he was like, I want drums. So I ordered some from Walmart, and we had to put on the calendar when they were coming. So every day,
Ooh, this is
all
exciting.
day, I had to hear
Like
the mailman
Christmas,
come.
waiting
Did the
for-
mailman come? My drum is coming. Did the mailman come? My drum is coming. Did the mailman come? And I finally got an alert on my phone. It came early. It was supposed to come on like the 15th, and then it came yesterday.
Oh man, he's gonna.
Yep. And I didn't know that they were all wood and very, like, the sound was so upsetting. Like, it was such a loud, harsh noise that I had to, like, put foam. I was like, oh, the drum needs a jacket. So I put foam, and the kid was like, can I take my drums home? And I was like, yes, you can.
Yes.
Mhm.
I thought this was going to be Goron related because you're talking about drums.
Yeah, sure.
So Retro was originally working on a Zelda spin-off that featured the last male Sheikah, but Nintendo eventually was like, meh. But Retro was apparently also working or wanted to work on another Zelda spin-off, and they said that Nintendo was like, "Nah, you're just not doing this one." It never got off the ground.
They're the assassins that are like in the desert or something, right?
Those are the Gerudo.
You guys see that?
The Sheikas are the like the bodyguard of the princess.
Let me get this story out, please.
Oh.
Okay.
Not you. This second Zelda spin-off was apparently going to feature 3 different heroes that lived 100 years in the past, and the lineup was going to have a Zora, a Rito, and a Goron, and the 3 of them would be gathering to save Link because Link
I've heard this
was
joke
captured
before.
because Link set out to yeah. But somehow, whatever, these guys end up saving Link, and then Link ends up being an antique shop owner as an old man. I don't know. That's all the information we have. But Nintendo was like, no, I don't think so.
Thank goodness.
Currybo says, I don't know how to feel about this pitch. The Sheik game might have been the better of the 2. Yeah, it sounds like that's the one that actually like had some momentum to it, but then fell apart.
But what
And then the
makes-
second idea, Nintendo was just like, nope.
Part of what makes the Sheikah so interesting to me is the fact that they're all women. I don't care about a male Sheikah.
Well, that you would find out how the last male Sheikah came to be. Like, what happened to him? Why the male Sheikahs died out?
He probably. I'm not gonna say.
I like that
He was
idea.
canceled.
I do want to see like that story play out. That would be interesting, but we won't. Yes, Ma Brain, you had something
Why
to
were
say.
there males?
We don't know.
Wait, are they? So this is how ignorant I am. Are they like their own race, or are they warriors that are trained to be Sheikas?
I don't believe they're their own race. I think they're like a band of.
Yeah.
But I think
Have there
we're.
ever been male Sheikas in the games? I thought they were all female.
You're asking me too much.
Isn't that what we're talking about?
They're all female, and this story was supposed to be about the last male. We don't need to know about
I
any
believe so.
male because they're all supposed to be female because they're bad. Can I say
Sheikah.
ass?
You can say Oakland A.
Race of humanoid beings in the Zelda series was a secretive tribe. So
I mean, she
no.
is in their name.
Am I just getting things mixed up here between Gerudo and Sheikah?
Yes.
Because Gerudo are only female.
Oh,
Except for that one that dresses. Well, I don't know. In Breath of the Wild, that maybe that is a female. But
Can anybody in the chat get set us straight? Giant Skittles. I've not even seen
That was
those.
what I wanted to talk about, but I think they're only
Ganondorf, male
in the
Gerudo.
UK.
Oh, well, we're not in the UK.
I'm thinking of
Joe Shabadoo
Gerudos.
says Ganondorf is a male Gerudo, once per generation.
oh yeah,
There you go.
duh.
Once per generation. I never think of him as a Gerudo, although he is. I know that
Yeah.
she even wears the same clothes as them, but
He's the
That's,
one that
you
needs
know.
to be canceled.
there you go. That's what the next Zelda. That's what Breath of the Wild 2 is about, canceling Ganon for. Let's not even make a joke.
The Sheikah slate helps you like tweet hashtag cancel Ganon.
He's also a chauvinistic pig, right?
He is literally
Not pig.
a pig.
I gave her. Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure she wasn't.
I would like to apologize for our ignorance of the Zelda franchise here. Jesus, I feel like on a Nintendo podcast
I mean, you
we
expect
should
that from
be
somebody
more
like myself, but
detailed.
But I gotta tell you, when I'm playing a Zelda game, I'm there's a level of stress that I am under like the whole time, and there are like, I'm just always worried about the next thing I'm gonna fail at potentially. So I don't pay attention to like story details. I almost wish that there was like a book, like
In
a
a
like a
book, huh?
lore or a like a storybook that
Like the-
goes with that, like tells the story.
Well, I mean, we know what your
they have those, don't they? Or no?
we know what your next Zelda failure was.
What?
Not finishing Breath of the Wild.
I didn't finish it, and then you loaned it to Kirby.
Yeah, but it's been back for like a year and a half now.
Dang.
2 years, I think.
Hmm.
Also,
Maybe like over like the winter.
But I'm
any
just
day
thinking,
now on that review.
I'll get there.
Oh,
like, she's got a job.
I called it.
I gotta
I
be
called
in
it.
Mom Brain's corner for this one, because if someone takes a game away from you in the middle of playing it and then it comes back, then you
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate
then
it.
how are you supposed to get back into the game?
I appreciate it. It had been a while since I had been playing. I actually started playing with Lisa.
Years.
And then was like, it's hard for her to get here and
Oh, okay,
whatever.
yeah.
And then, it just kind of went by the wayside. And then Kirby needed to borrow it. And I was like, well, I'm not, it wouldn't be fair for me to be like, no, I might pick it up,
Hoard it.
So it's not, but it does make it hard to get back into it. Although I think because it's such like a big, expansive game, it's not as intimidating to get back into it, because it's like, well, I can just roam around a while to get my bearings back. It's not like you have to just
start
pick up
over
and,
at
like,
this point. Do you even remember what you did?
Oh no, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember the like the
Well, I
fairies
haven't
being really
started.
cool.
Oh,
That's why I can't I have like a fear of starting the game, because I know the way I end up playing a game, I either rush through it and get nothing out of it, or I spend like far too much time in it and then I get distracted with other things.
well, you could write notes for yourself on your phone. I've done that.
No.
Okay. Don't want a solution. All right. That's fine.
No.
It's not my solution is don't pick it up.
That's not a solution. That's an
For some people,
abstinence.
It might be.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Listen, I gave you
hey.
a real.
How long ago did Mario Odyssey come out?
I was just
Yeah,
about
sure.
to bring that up.
I was just about to bring.
I was just about to say.
You know what? And I will say I didn't necessarily rush through that, but I finished the story and I was like, I'm done. Like I don't need to go back and collect moons. By the way,
Yes.
collecting moons the whole time and I end up on the moon.
Foreshadowing.
Should have seen that coming.
Yeah.
Yowzer, huh?
There's also a darker
Yowzer,
side of the moon
yowzer.
that you can go to. Not a lie.
Oh.
Not a lie.
That would have been cool if they made the game so that like you queue up the Pink Floyd album
It works
right at
perfectly.
the same time.
Nice.
It's probably harder to control than a timeline. But yes, Mom Brain. That's why I have a hard time, like music and stuff like that. I don't receive everything. I can play an entire game. I mean, it's the same way with watching movies or TV shows. I can absorb all this information and then talk about it later, and somebody mentions the name of a character, and I'm like, huh?
I'm terrible with character names. I don't know why they don't sink in with me. The only time they sink in with me
So when you have
is in
subtitles.
wrestling, because the announcers are constantly saying their names.
Probably
so
for
they
that reason.
they
drive
also-
it into my
comes
head.
up and
Yeah,
says their
they're
name.
also-
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
also, like there's logos and like
Yes.
it's all about the character.
Well, I mean,
But like, Game of Thrones, like put a gun to my head. I can tell you Onion Knight. I do not know that man's
yeah, but
name.
like
No, I
his-
do. Sir Davos.
Well, yeah, think about that's correct.
Yes!
You did it.
Yes!
But yeah, like that's not a normal name. Like his name's not Sir
That's
David
true.
or anything.
That's
you
true.
know, like so those names are all weird. A lot of the names in the new Lord of the Rings show are out there too. So it's
I can't name a single person in the new show.
what about if you're like being introduced to people? Like, do you remember names?
I have a hard time
I've
remembering.
had so running GoNintendo when I've been to events, I caught myself very early on going through pleasantries of like, "Hi, nice to meet you," and they're like, "My name's so and so," and then I realize I'm not listening.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like caught up on like acting a certain way or whatever.
Yeah.
So now when I go to events like that, or in general, I make a point to listen to someone's name. But it still happens to me with significant others that are new, like Kirby. Well, Kirby's is different because it's game related, and I have a funny joke for myself, so I can remember her name. But it'll happen still where I'm like, what was their name?
think
I have a
for-
hard time, and I also, because I have a hard time, I like overthink it,
Yeah.
and then I like, so, you know, if it's like I meet somebody named Bill, and I'm like, it's Bill, it's Bill, it's Bill, it's Bill, it's Bill, Bill. Is it Bob? Oh my god, maybe it's Bob. It was probably Bob. Oh gosh, is it Bill or Bob? And then like I
I thought you were saying Bop.
Bob.
Well, I think like for me, it's like when you're being introduced to someone, like to me, the point is, this is gonna sound funny. The point is not to know their name. The point is that like we're being introduced to each other, like that connection is being made. But your name is part of that.
It's
So I
like
don't know
the-
why that isn't.
It's like the movie trope where two people meet each other and they like have a wonderful date or something, and then like at the end of the date, their friends like, how did it go? What was their name? And they're like, I don't know what their name was. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's a rough, like when you're a teacher, it's rough because like kids, you know, you want to make the kids feel like important and loved and like special. And you don't want them to like think that like this teacher that they like or their teacher that they have like doesn't know their name.
Oh,
So when
Don't worry, nobody likes teachers.
when I had like a big class of fifth graders, I would spend like the first like day or two just like running through their names like over and over and over and over again in my head because I didn't want them to like, you know, think I didn't care.
Yeah.
That's a
But
horrible feeling.
That's like one of the most impressive things to me are teachers and like principals,
yeah.
where a teacher can see like a student, like run into a student from decades ago and
Yeah.
still know who they are and everything.
My kindergarten
And
teacher
it's-
remembers my name when I see her.
Yeah.
Like, and there is like, I could cry talking about it. Like, do you know how like meaningful it is that
To
like
be
my
remembered and, like-
kindergarten teacher, who I like still have on a pedestal, remembers me? Like, it's such a big,
me?
it's such a big deal to me. It's
Your
so
teacher has
important.
like one of your popsicle stick like
Yeah, with my name on
sculptures.
it, yeah. Yeah. Bless her heart. She's a wonderful woman.
Anyway, we were talking about Zelda, and our next story is also about Zelda.
Woo!
A patent popped up. Well, all right. So it seems like it's about Zelda.
Legendary.
It's a patent that shows off a character using a paraglider, and this patent is about a way to have an in-game camera move around a character as they're flying through the air and firing a bow and arrow at enemies. So it's about a dynamic camera that is supposed to automatically position itself in the way that is best for the player when you are aiming your bow and arrow or flying around in your paraglider. Obviously, Zelda related. The images in
Why not
the
Fortnite?
patent are Zelda related because this is a Nintendo patent.
Big N.
So it gives us a look at what Nintendo is trying to patent as far as their unique setup for a camera system in this specific environment, something they may apply to other games, certainly, but they feel that whatever camera and character movement scheme they've come up with for Breath of the Wild 2 is patent worthy. Kuribo says something I say in the article, which is the patent itself doesn't mention The Legend of Zelda in any way, shape, or form. Kuribo says the patent does mention Breath of the Wild in the publication's references. So I guess that's a technicality there, we will call it. But there you go. There is some reference, but not directly in the patent itself.
So it doesn't have anything to do with real life camera setups for motion control.
Virtual cameras. No. It's just about the position. The whole patent shows like where the camera would be depending on how Link is oriented in the air when he's firing his bow and arrow, because you're going to be doing a lot of falling through the skies in this game, and you're going to be apparently attacking enemies or lining up shots to connect to islands or whatever, and they are working on a camera system so the player doesn't have to manipulate the camera in all different directions to get to where they want to go. So it's going to be like some sort of smart camera system like you would have in Odyssey. Odyssey really you have free camera control, but more often than not, the camera does a very good job of being where it needs to be.
I was going to say there were times in that game when the cameras messed me up.
Oh, that happens in every game. Yeah, I'm sure. The camera's not going to be perfect. A good example is Super Mario Galaxy, which has very little in the way of manual camera control. So that's a camera system there that does pretty much everything on its own. That would be the better example because Odyssey does have a free camera, right? Odyssey has a free camera.
Oh.
We all played it and we don't remember.
Yeah, it does. Of course.
Odyssey? Yeah. I think it moved around. I mean, like you still controlled it if you wanted to, but
Yeah.
it did all right. It did. I mean, but like I said, I had a hard time with some things.
Sure, why not?
Moving on.
When you play like a 3D platformer like that, if you're jumping from like this block to this block, when you move the camera so that you can see in like a 2D kind of plane how the move is, or
No way.
are there times when you move the camera directly above you just so that you have like reference for the shadow of where you're going? Because my perception, like my depth perception in those things, I'm falling all the time.
It's a moment by moment thing for me. There's no specific direction that I do. When I first started playing 3D games, I used to do a 2D perspective or a side perspective, I should say. But yeah, that was decades ago. Now I'm just whatever.
Wrong.
Whatever feels like I don't know. I'm never like, yeah, let me specifically move it in this direction. If there's a jump I have trouble making, I might move to an overhead position or, like 3/4 view.
There was only one time that I experienced where there was like the football player character, and there were like
Charging Chuck.
there were those
Put some
giant boulders
respect
being
on his
like
name.
shot at you, and you had to like run and smash your way
Yes.
across like a really narrow
Yes.
path. I spent an hour doing that, and I needed
Cool white
A
rag.
cool wet rag.
I needed more than a cool wet rag. I don't even know what you can get for more than that. Like
Cool wet towel.
Yeah,
a
whole
soaking wet blanket, because I was having a hard time.
We have Europe's top 15 Switch eShop titles of August 2022. I'm looking for your guesses. This is the Switch. This is on the eShop. And this is Europe, if that makes any difference to you.
No.
Switch eShop Europe. What was
FIFA.
it?
August 25th. August 2022. Yeah,
Okay.
sales.
Mario Kart 8.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Yes, I heard a FIFA in there. No.
Mario Chargers. What is the soccer game?
Yes. Mario Strikers
Charged.
in
Recharged?
Europe, it's Battle League.
Mario Strikers Battle League.
Any other guesses?
It was on there.
Yeah, you made it. You got it.
Minecraft.
Minecraft. Yep, number 3.
Do they like Fortnite there?
Well, yeah, they do, but I guess Fortnite will be included on here, but yes, not
Pokemon Arceus.
Pokemon
Ooh, good one.
Arceus, number 8. Yep.
Number 8.
Smash.
No.
Wow.
Kirby and the Forgotten Realm.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Which is it?
I blew it. I just gave you guys a hint.
Oh, Kirby food roll.
Kirby Stream Buffet, yeah. Number 2. All right, number 1.
Is he
It's-
asleep for that, or is it just like the buffet of his
I
dreams?
did not do the review. I have not played it yet. I do not know.
The buffet of my dreams.
Number 1. It's from Devolver, brand new franchise. We've talked about it a few
Neon
times. I wish no, but that would fit the bill. No, it wouldn't. That's Annapurna. It is about. It's a cross of animal. It's like Animal Crossing and the Devil.
Ooplets or Cult of the Lamb.
Yes, Cult of the Lamb, number 1.
Sounds like right up my
What's
alley.
it like?
It's like cutesy animals, but it's about starting a cult.
Oh well,
What
I don't
was
know how
the
I feel
other
about
thing
a
that you
cult.
said it's
I like
What
half
kind
of
games
that.
you
yeah,
play?
yeah.
Huh?
What kind
But
of
which
gameplay
half?
did you say?
I said Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
You did. Okay, number 4.
Animal Cross.
It's a Nintendo title.
Good for them.
Ba-da-dee-da-da-doo-doo.
Sports.
Yes. Nope.
No.
Switch Sports.
Switch.
Yep.
Nintendo Switch Sports.
I
Sports.
know. Another one. Number 6, Mom Brain. You used to play this all the time.
Stardew Valley.
Yes, very good. Number 7, Not Dude's favorite yet.
Xenoblade Chronicles.
That's right. Number 9 is Pretty Sus.
Among Us.
Yes.
Among
Number 10,
Us.
it's a real high-class bout.
It's
Cool.
what?
It's a real high-class bout.
Some kind of boxing, wrestling.
Punch Out.
Let me try it this way. Number 10's a real high-class bout.
Cuphead.
Cuphead. There you go. Great job. Number 11. Oh, we
The old timey voice helped, but what was the high class bout?
That's what the announcer says at the beginning of one of the. He says like 5 or 6 things. That's one of the things he says.
So you had to have played the game. I got you.
Yeah.
Check.
He also says something about a swell battle. I don't know.
The
I don't
actual
know.
game, or was that for the DLC?
No, regular game.
What's the DLC called? Something
Delicious last
Course.
course. Number 11. You also used to play this a lot. Pandemic days.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. And you're not going to get this one. Number 12 is 2 Point Campus. Number 13.
I would have gotten that.
It's on Switch. You have it. You played it.
Holy
2 games in
cow.
one.
Bowser's Fury.
Portal.
No, good guess. That's the right one.
Portal.
Portal.
1 and 2.
Number 14. Pushy Penguins.
Mario Party.
Yep. Mario Party Superstars. And you got number
Mario.
15. There's your top 15,
Mario.
everybody. Currybo says sheeple. The lot of them. That's funny. So you were here last week when I posted this story, and I said we've been living a lie.
Oh yeah, I was hoping you'd bring this up.
The more time that goes by, more and more lies are coming out.
I guess so.
That whole Miyamoto quote, it was a
I
lie.
know. That's what I thought.
This one's gonna burn the company
Everybody
down.
thinking-
You know what this one is?
Yeah, it's on the top stories.
So, as I said in the
They
article,
never even made cards.
one of no, that is true. One of the
For now.
long-standing things Nintendo fans have held true about the company is that they used to run love hotels. But apparently that might not be true.
They were more like love motels.
So
More like brothels.
we're on the podcast, so I can talk about this a bit more openly. Love hotels are basically hotels you rent out by the hour, so you can go in and
Have
for,
love.
for
Make
have
love.
love. I like that.
You know what? I
So
kind of
your heart
wish.
can go doki doki.
Oh, this guy's good.
Well, 2 things. Number 1, in my soap opera, The Young and the Restless, they're constantly renting out hotel rooms like for an hour or whatever.
Oh, so it is a thing that people do. Okay.
But don't you kind of wish that you could be like, I just want to rent out a hotel room for a couple hours so I could like come use the pool and then go back to the room
You
and
can.
like get changed.
Go
like,
do it.
Yeah, but like if I'm gonna rent a hotel room, no, I don't think you could go to like the Marriott and get a room for an hour.
Westchester Marriott.
But like, right? Like, go get a rest. Go get like.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that if I was like,
Go get a rest.
"Hey, go.
This guy here got a hotel room to write a script, for God's sake. I just
There you
found
go.
this out.
You didn't know we did that?
I
Write
knew that.
a script.
I'm gonna end up.
He
And
wrote it.
You know what he said that he did? He said he did push-ups the whole time
Not
they
the
were
whole
there. So what do you
time.
think was going on?
Oh,
Push-ups
I get it.
and push-ins and
Oh.
push-outs.
Dick push-ups.
Also,
Out of
having a
context,
hotel
it's the
room,
same.
Ins and push outs.
having a hotel room all to yourself is a lovely thing. Like,
It is nice.
Ugh.
Whenever I would go for like stuff for
I'm
GoNintendo
gonna
and
be
I had a
going
hotel room to myself.
October. I'm gonna.
It was nice.
Yeah.
Except that one time when I got off the plane and I was like dead tired because I just couldn't sleep. And I took everything off but my boxers, put the do not disturb on the door, locked the door, went to sleep, and was woken up by the maid. I was going to say nurse, the maid coming in asking if I
Baby,
needed
lock the
anything.
door and turn the lights down low.
On the door.
Somebody told me a story.
And yes, I do. Get over here.
They went to a hotel, they checked in, they went to their room, and the maintenance guy was asleep on the bed, and he was like, meow.
That's great. So yeah, love hotels. Go in them and you make whoopee. But anyway, apparently seems like Nintendo might not have done that. Somebody has taken
or
on.
are they just saying it because they think it's like, you know, a
is
smear
who just
on there?
saying it?
Is Nintendo being like, no, we didn't have love hotels?
Nintendo never
'cause-"
said anything. This is independent research. If you'll let me tell you,
All right.
someone took on the Herculean task of going through all of Nintendo's documents and financial history and everything to see if there's any inkling or mention of anything in the hotel business
Inkling.
at all. Oh, and there wasn't. And they went back to the beginning of Nintendo's financial documents, which were first filed in 1962. They went through every single one, and every single
They were in
thing.
business since like the 1800s.
Well, yes, but financial documents as
My
like
goodness, they kept terrible records.
no, like official public filings.
There was a big fire in the 40s.
They like everything Nintendo's ever done, the Hanafuda cards, the toys, all that stuff, the bike rentals, like everything. That was all properly documented, and there's not a peep of anything about love hotels. And this guy went through 20 different books of Nintendo history and documents to try and find any kind of mention. And the only one he found was a book called Game Over by David Sheff. But David Sheff is just mentioning that Nintendo used to operate love hotels. It's not a source for it or proof of it. It's just him parroting the same thing we've all been parroting for years now. So as far as paperwork or, proof of owning land where hotels were or owning hotels or anything like that, nothing has come up at all.
No, they called it the Love Hotels because Bill Cosby wasn't around to call it the Bill Cosby Room.
Oh, they're looking up the wrong name. So yeah, it seems like, as Maury would say, the lie detector test determined that was a lie. We need that on the board.
I don't know if that.
definitely.
I don't know if it's a lie.
What would you call it?
Inconclusive.
How much more evidence do you need to go from inconclusive to conclusive?
I need evidence from the actual properties that show no connection to Nintendo individuals.
What properties? What rules? What properties? There's no evidence of any. No
what rules,
building.
you sons of bitches.
No one's ever saying that Nintendo owned them and operated them, or
somebody
Wrong.
did. I don't know. You got to track that back to where they got their information and stuff.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Man, that's not how he usually says it. That was like a sassy one.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
The lie detector determined. And somebody dabbed after that.
Your relationship with Latasha, have you slept with another woman? You said no. The lie detector determined.
Oh, it's the same one. They got me.
It's got great diction.
Sure, that's what Connie says. Oh, let's try this one. Oh, no, I'm not doing that. Let's try this one.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
He's good. Well, he's done now. He's done. Show's over.
Is it?
Yeah, he ended his show. Yes.
Does that mean he's fulfilled his obligation to
Connie?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. She was like, Maury, you've finally done enough. I
Are they
forgive
still
you.
together then?
Yeah, they're together.
I'm not doing this anymore. Oh, I'm not doing you anymore.
Whoa.
My
Well,
goodness.
I mean, it just worked. That's all I said that.
Jumpman.
It's inappropriate.
Pillow talk.
Jumpman FR says, oh, they have the most upvoted comment. They say, of course, it's just an urban legend. This is nothing new. Are the comments still appearing in the articles from old version of GoNintendo? Because I already talked about that. This person in the story is not the first one to do the research. Florent Jorges, the author of The History of Nintendo, did the same research several years ago and came to the same conclusion. He wrote it in his book, an important book that even found its place in a library at the Marufukuro Hotel in Kyoto, the hotel that took the place of the former Nintendo headquarters. But because Florent is just a French guy and because he's not famous in America, he would deserve, as he would deserve, nobody has paid attention here, guys. I have never heard of this man.
So wait. There
Say
was
his
a
name
hotel
again.
that
It's a fake
became
name.
like they turned a hotel into their headquarters.
No.
I thought that's what that said.
The former headquarters of Nintendo is now a hotel. Now, today. Nintendo's former headquarters
It was turned into a hotel.
was turned into a hotel now.
Gotcha.
It just opened this year, I want to say, or last year. But yes, recently. Jumpman FR, longtime reader of the site. I know that. I see your comment. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Jumpman, if you ever felt this way, you should have messaged me. I would have happily reported on that. I do not speak French, and I know you do. So that's a little hard for me to parse. But I apologize. No slight on you. I would have loved to have known this information years ago. Yeah. Because we're all living the lie over here. Yeah, yeah, there's back and forth. There's a lot of comments on here. There's back and forth discussion about it, but it is at the very least in question. Dubious. Let's mark it dubious. Dubious food. That's also Zelda related. That's also Zelda related. Nintendo had they released the new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet trailer this week, which is great and all, but the more important thing, they announced a new version
Awesome is that Switch?
of the Switch OLED. Do you mean that?
Yeah, it looks
It's
awesome.
sweet. It really is cool. They announced that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet edition is Switch OLED, or the SWOLED, as fans call it, and it features the whatever you call them, legendary Pokemon on a Switch dock, and the colors are Scarlet and Violet, obviously. And the back of that sucker is so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It is another, and even the outside front, or no, the outside back of the Switch dock has a little something on it too. It is a nice looking Switch OLED. So, people are definitely going to buy that sucker. Kurbo says the dock looks pretty cool. Not sure about the back of the console though. Oh, I like it. I like it. It's got yeah, sticker kind of designs, I guess you would say, and some Pokemon on there. But yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. So that comes out November 18th, 2022. Remember? No, I lied. It comes out November 4th, 2022. So 2 weeks before Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And remember, like I was going to say the first time, this does not include the game, as is always the case. That is stupid, in my opinion.
Man. They're charging more for it than a normal OLED, or no? Did I miss
No.
that? Okay, but it doesn't come with the game. That's interesting.
Nintendo, I'm going to say almost never. I would say never, but I don't want to talk in absolutes. Almost never puts the game with their special edition systems, which I think is stupid.
Yeah, I think that's the whole reason.
But-
like maybe now I'll get one,
There you go.
because then I won't have to
Yeah.
get the game.
I think that's why they do it.
Wow.
Because people are like, I'm not going to buy it and get the game too. I don't need the game, because then you'd be paying more. Yeah. So you can check out that new trailer as well if you want. Yeah. I think I'm going to do
A jig.
a jig. Jiggity jig. I'm going to do my thank you. My ads now. So Josh, could you please do that? Oh, I just got a notification about Assassin's Creed.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. Shout out to my bros.
For every episode of No More Whoppers that you listen to, we will send you a 25-cent coupon for participating Krogers. How many Krogers are participating? None, but you're still getting the coupon.
And it's like 25 cents in $1985.
Right, so today that's like
28 cents.
No More Whoppers. Take that to the bank and smoke it.
On the HyperX Podcast Network and nomorewhoppers.com.
Sequelcast 2 and Friends looks at movies and video games and franchises, one movie and game at a time. Hosted by Matt Bradley Shurgi, Thrasher, and Alex Miller, been going since 2009, and we're part of the HyperX Podcast Network.
Josh, I like that little extra thing you put on there. That's stank. Now ad read. Now I do ad read. Hey guys, hey Mom Brain. Class is back in session. And HyperX has the grade A gear you need for dorm life, remote classes, and for schooling folks online. Shop the HyperX back to school deals going on at hyperx20.com to make your return to student life a breeze. Comfortable cloud headsets can help keep you focused as you cram for finals with some lo-fi beats and stay productive with lightweight Pulsefire mice, responsive alloy keyboards, and more. Keep your GPA and your KDA high with the HyperX products and accessories. Again, visit hyperx20.com. HyperX 20 because it's HyperX's 20th anniversary. Did you know that?
You know, I didn't know that Wheel of Fortune, their like lowest prize amount
I've shared that information with you before.
Is like they're in their 39th year, so the lowest amount you can win is $39,000, and they like it changes every year. So like,
well, they only started doing that a few years ago, but yes, that's so. This coming season will be $40,000, the minimum.
yeah.
And as Pat said, if they make it to 100 years, then they'll have $100,000 minimum. but I don't think Pat's going to make it that far. Maybe Vanna, not Pat. Splatoon 3, which is out now. Nintendo did a 4-part interview about Splatoon 3, an internal interview. And in one of the sections, the developers talked about the music and sound design for Splatoon. Because as you know, Splatoon has more... it puts a lot into the music. Like, the music isn't just there as background music. The music is like...
I got music.
Oh, the music is a part of the like experience. It bleeds into the gameplay. It's part of the like vibe around the whole game. So there's a lot that goes into the sound. And developers Hisashi Nogami, Toru Minagishi, and Seita Inoue talked about the importance of music. Minagishi says the music played during battles is not mere background music of the game, but also hit songs played by popular bands in the Inkling world. These are the songs that Inklings listen to every day during Turf War and Turf War battles to hype themselves. During the early development of the first title, Inoue-san said, maybe we could start by considering what kind of band is playing this background music. Although I was a bit taken aback at the time, in retrospect, I believe this was an important suggestion that has led us to create a unique sound for the series. Yeah, it's pretty cool that like the music that you hear in the game is supposed to be the music that the Inklings are listening to, and like what's popular at the time. That's why with each game that comes out, the style of music changes because they're trying to reflect what is popular at the time. And we know that the time between games and Splatoon is real time in the games as well. So however many years passed since Splatoon 2 is how much time has passed in the world of Splatoon. So I really like that approach, and that's why the music changes. And as you know, there's the music groups in the game, like this time around Deep Cut, and there's Pearl Marina and Callie and Marie and all that stuff. So and there's multiple bands, and Nintendo's been releasing like music on Twitter showing you, and they make like album art for the bands, and they make up artwork for the people in the band. So they go all out on that stuff. It's pretty cool. Kuribo says music can elevate a good game to greatness. That's a very true statement, I would say. Great music can elevate any moment in any form of entertainment, I think. This is pretty crazy. In the UK, a list of the best-selling physical entertainment formats came out. And the Switch is number 1.
Beautiful.
We're not talking about games in general. We're talking about entertainment
everything.
in general. Yeah.
Walkmans.
Oh, Walkmans are hugely popular. Yeah. So don't look at the story if you have
Overall or like
overall
time?
Now, like this year now.
iPhones, iPads.
No. Like that's no. Like we're
sex toys.
It's like distribution methods for entertainment. So Switch game cards is the number
game.
1.
TV.
the pickup truck.
You're missing the point.
Deliver.
Like
You're missing the point. Like formats. Yes, this guy gets it.
Tasty little discs.
Well, you can't buy. It's like physical. We're only talking physical here. So CDs on this list. There's 8 on the list. CDs are at number 4.
Well, I mean, then we know this list is BS. CDs don't exist anymore.
People buy CDs.
I think cassettes are coming back, right?
They are.
Like
yes.
records came back, and now it's
Yes.
cassettes.
Very cool.
I'm sorry.
I'm looking for guesses. Yeah. I want your formats.
records?
Vinyl is number 2. To put this in perspective, Switch did 101,000 pounds.
Dalmatians.
Mm-hmm.
And vinyl did 72,000 pounds. So vinyl,
Like, as in by weight?
no, pounds.
Oh, this is UK.
Yeah. I can't do the dollar conversion right off the top of my head, but
that's a weird way to gauge this. How much it
should have said British pounds.
Yeah. GBP, right?
GBP.
LBS.
So yeah, vinyl's number 2. Like vinyl started to have a comeback many years ago, but now it's like extremely popular again.
Yeah.
Any other guesses? Nothing. How else do people purchase entertainment?
Digital, like a digital copy.
No, this is physical only.
Oh.
Laserdisc isn't on there.
No.
Let's go with Switch. Tasty Switch cartridges.
That's number 1. That's why we're talking about this.
8-track?
No.
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray. There you go. Number 6 out of 8.
VHS.
VHS is not on here. Number 3 is PlayStation 4 and 5 combined. Number 4 is CD, as I said. Number 5, DVD. Number 6, Blu-ray. Number 7, Xbox. And number 8 is PC. So just like PC games. And I don't know how many.
Confusing
Those are
list.
game discs.
Yeah,
It's whatever.
Next.
Let's just make it up and then report on it.
Congratulations,
This
Nintendo
is from
Switch.
GFK, the UK like organization that puts
GFK
out this data.
can
Go.
Thank you.
Yeah, like they put out this report. That's insanity. That the number one entertainment delivery method, the number one physical format in the UK is Switch games. Think about how many movies and TV shows get released physically on DVD and Blu-ray.
And everybody's streaming them for
that's
free
yeah.
or whatever.
I mean, but then the other really cool factor is number 2 is vinyl. That's how much more popular vinyl has gotten over the last 10 years. Like, people thought vinyl was dead forever. Like, no one thought vinyl was going to come back. It was very much a niche thing. And now it's like doing big, I think it's making more money than it ever did. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's making more money than it ever did. You'd have to look it up. But it's nuts. Currybo says, I knew there was an uptick in vinyl, but didn't realize by that much. Yeah, it's
we're only talking about vinyl records, right?
Yeah.
Not like vinyl
No,
Eddie
pants.
Murphy
No.
outfits.
After years of anticipation, Assassin's Creed is finally going to Japan.
What about those wax
cares?
Got a
cylinders
tweet.
that are real fragile?
It's like
You mean like a one-of-a-kind-piece?
once
You want to
in a
go see what
lifetime
she's sparking
piece.
it?
No.
There's no other like it in this world.
Oh, shit.
It's pretty amazing that what's it called? Ghost of Tsushima comes out and it's a real big hit, and then Assassin's Creed's like, oh yeah, we're going to Japan too.
Pretty convenient, isn't it?
Pretty convenient.
Here's what came out in North America this week. I mean, it goes without saying. Splatoon 3 is out. It came out yesterday. Tower Princess.
And that does not take place in Japan. It takes place in Splatville.
Splatlands, this one.
Is it Splat
Yeah.
Realm?
Splatlands. Splatlands. I never said it like that, but Splatlands.
Splatlands.
Haiku the Robot is out now. Arcade Archives, Pack and Pal, Battleship War, Time to Sink the Fleet, Bullets Per Minute, which is a first-person shooter that is played on the beat.
BPM.
Canfield Solitaire Collection.
Big BM.
Did you hear me?
No.
Canfield Solitaire Collection. I don't know who Canfield are, but they got a lot of solitaire. Cat
No See House
Maze.
Cheese, though.
Chenso Club, City Traffic Driver 2, Dead Invaders, Modern War 3D, Fashion Princess, Food Truck Tycoon Premium Edition, Game Type DX, Hell Pie, Into the Dark, Justice Sucks, Little Orpheus,
Just this though.
Maj-
Little Orphan Orpheus.
Mahjong
Little
Connect,
orifice.
Onet Puzzle, Matisse's 3D World,
Batista.
Nobody Saves the World plus Frozen Hearth. It's a bundle. Panda Tea.
Yeah, I saw something in my
Penn and Teller.
Pixel Game Maker Series Ninja Sneaking R.
Ninjas sneak anyway. Why is it? That's like redundant.
Cubite Classics Radical Rex. That's right. Radical Rex has returned. Not as cool as Denver the Last Dinosaur, but still cool. Ramp Bike Jumping. Rick Henderson. There he is.
Oh,
Skycadia. Sokoban. Block Puzzle. Superplex. Wow.
Superplex.
Swoboda. 1945. Liberation. The Gallery. The Hand of Glory. The Last Run. Dead Zombie Shooter. The Vampires. To Leave. Vicky Spotter. The Farm. Vicky Spotter. Zoo. Voice of Cards. The Beasts of Burden. That is the third expansion from Square Enix for the Voice of Cards series. White Day. A Labyrinth Named School. It's a Japanese like horror game, I think. Wind of Shuriken. Shuriken. However you're supposed to say that. Zombies in City, Apocalypse Survival, and Zumba Blitz. Currybo says, I won't be splatting myself, but have fun, everyone who will be. Well, that's nice of you to say. All right, Joshua.
Not yet.
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nicky's sweet releases.
Thank you, Josh.
There we go.
Thank you, Josh. These are the games that did or are coming out. These are the games released for the week of September 8th, the year of our Lord 2022. In Europe. Did I say that? Short list this week.
Well, yeah, because you know what? Nintendo didn't bother to put out their own list this week.
And there's no links.
You get what you get. Nintendo didn't bother. We did.
But it's also
We did bother.
Call Me Cowboy compiled this week.
I did.
So Splatoon 3. I hear it's a big game this week. It's also the third in the series.
It's true.
A lot of people are saying.
NBA 2K23.
A lot of people are saying it's the third game in the series.
I don't know what gave it away.
Temtem.
Temtem, finally out. Version 1.0.
White Day, a labyrinth named School. BPM, beats per minute. Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Mm-hmm.
That's that big one, right?
It is a big one. Yeah, people are really into it. Well, never mind.
No, go ahead. Please. Okay. Game Type DX. Justice Sucks. It's a game with a lot of attitude, it seems like. Pandati?
Lanquin, I just have to point this out thanks to Du, who drew it to my attention. Your comment about Denver the Last Dinosaur is amazing. Inappropriate for the podcast, but amazing. Sorry, Nikki Hill.
No. Polylink Origins. Radical Rex. It's a Cubite Classics. Severed Steel. That's available September 9th.
So yesterday.
Skycadia. The Hand of Glory. Tower Princess. Wind of Shuriken. And Zumba Blitz.
Thank you, Nikki Hill. Is there a comment?
There is a comment from Shillelagh. Shillelagh says, Splatoon 3 is the big release this week, but it's not for me. It hasn't evolved enough since the first game, in my opinion. Maybe it can.
Nothing like a positive internet comment. Maybe it can.
Also, that
I
comes
guess
right
we'll
after.
never know.
Comes right after the news story of you saying how the game characters and like time, everything changes along with in real time. But I guess sometimes
That's like a me comment.
Changes.
It's like the game's not out yet. I'm not playing it. I'm not getting it because it's not good. It's like,
Hasn't
well, you haven't
evolved
played
enough yet. I'm not going to play it though. I don't know about it, but I think I know enough. I mean, whatever. I don't know what to say to people anymore. I don't know, man. I can't think about it because it gets me too sad.
Stuff, right? Like they changed.
I fed up with this world.
Is there new content in Splatoon 3? Yes. Does it still have the same base gameplay as the other Splatoons? Yes. Why? Because it's Splatoon.
Because that's what. Yeah. Does it still have the thing that made it fun in the first place?
Yeah.
The reason why we want to play.
You know what happened? Oh, God. Here we go. All right, I'm going for it. Paper Mario. They put out 2 Paper Marios. They both play the same. The third one came out, and people were like, "Oh, I wish they would go back to how Paper Mario was." Now every Paper Mario has something different in it, and everybody's like, "Why can't they just go back to the way Paper Mario was?" Oh, I don't know. Maybe because if they did a million of them in that way, then you'd be like, "I wish they'd do something new with Paper Mario." It's the same thing we hear about all games ever.
Look, if they did the same thing, it would be Assassin's Creed, and then it wouldn't be special, and then they wouldn't be #1 with no Call of Duty.
Listen, if
against
Nintendo was
Final.
putting out
If they change it
Splatoon
up and try to keep it fresh, it would be nuts and bolts.
If Nintendo was putting out Splatoon every year, I'm with you. I'm there with you. I get it. You'd be like, we had 7 Splatoons in a row, and they haven't changed the main gameplay. They got to do something.
Right.
But this is the 3rd Splatoon in 7 years, and the first one was on the Wii U. Like, we got to give them some leeway here. Like, I don't get it. If anything, I've seen a lot of reviews that are like, Splatoon is.
Although
Splatoon 3 is the best of the Splatoons, but it's starting to show its age. That's fine. That's fine.
Like a game that, in my opinion, hasn't really changed much. Might be like Smash Brothers. Base,
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. They changed the characters, but everything else is pretty much the same.
I would agree with that
Do
statement.
people complain about that? I'm curious.
I can't really think of
I'm
any
sure
complaints.
People
No.
complain about everything, but yeah, it's not like a
But like
big. complaint.
it's a battle style.
I
game,
think it's
you know?
because of the genre, because like it's a fighting game, and how much have fighting games as a genre really changed over the years?
But like, what is Splatoon if it's not a team-based fighting game, shooting game?
Yeah, it's
It's a battle royale, right? Like not a battle royale.
It's just
Not
a
at all.
squad-based,
Yeah.
team-based shooter. That's it. Yeah.
There's so many of them, and most of them don't evolve much over time, except for
And I
the
mean,
weapons
here's
or the
here's the other thing.
at
Like
least they're
this,
changing modes. They're giving you different options.
this
to
has
play,
different stuff in it, and also as time goes on, we all know they're going to add new stuff to Splatoon 3 as well, including stuff we're not expecting. Yeah, I don't
More Splatoon, less Splatoon.
like. It's weird. Like if Splatoon 4 came out and it didn't have any turf war and it didn't have any of the other stuff that's
Salmon Run.
when does it become? When is it not the thing that it
Right.
once was? When does it become like a spin-off? I don't know. What do you do for turf war? Like how do you change turf war? I don't know. They could do how many mechanics needs to be changed in turf war before people are like, this is new, this is different, this is worthy of a sequel? Like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Are the changes enough, in your opinion, to be a new game and not just like an expansion pack or like DLC?
Well, that's the other thing. Like they could do they could have done Splatoon 2 and just continuously updated it, like, you know, Call of Duty Warzone. Just don't put out a new one, although I think that's changing. Or like a Fortnite situation where it's out for 5+ years and you just continuously update that game. They could go that route, but I think that takes like, think about it. That's like Splatoon 2 had a dedicated team to constantly add new content as time went on, but it was like, you know, not every week. There might have been bug updates and stuff, but you know, a handful of months go by, you get a new mode. A handful of months go by, and then you got Splatfests in there. If Nintendo wanted to take the approach with Splatoon, where it was like a Fortnite, where every week something's changing, things always are getting added in, then that would take a lot more money and a lot more people and a lot more time. And like, if you're going to do that, you would do that with Animal Crossing or Pokemon, like things where like Splatoon is very big for Nintendo, but Animal Crossing's bigger. Like that's your bigger audience there. So I don't know, like I don't know what people want. I don't know what people want. But anyway, I'm sure when Splatoon 4 comes out, it will change things up too much, and people will be like, I wish they didn't do that. So I don't know. The ramblings of an angry old man. What are you going to do? That's me. I'm saying I'm the angry old man.
It's the ramblings of an angry old man responding to the angry people on the internet. Like,
I shouldn't even say angry. I should say grumpy. I'm grumpy, but like just
a rebuttal of an angry old man.
yeah. Like I don't know, but I am also so far on the other end of the pendulum where I am very easy to please, and I always see like all the good and everything, and I like have fun with a lot of stuff, and I enjoy a lot of stuff, and it doesn't take a lot to please me.
The game's coming out. You know you're gonna like it. You already have it. You're gonna get it no matter what. Can't you just be happy that you get to enjoy it? You have to like force it on these people leaving comments.
Wait, I don't. What are you talking about? What did I tell?
Nothing. You're not. I'm just teasing. It's just like, why do? I guess my question is,
because
why does
the
it
future of the
upset you that
franchise
this-
depends on everybody, not me.
You've got 3 of them. Do we need more than this? I mean, in 7 years, it's a pretty good track record.
I mean, it is good. You're asking, well, this is like you in TV shows. You're like, we've had enough. I don't want any more. I'm not like that. I'm like, yes, I want more. The things I like. I never want less of the things that I like.
You know, I'm buying this one because I want to play with you guys, but like, I'd be perfectly happy playing Splatoon 2 with you guys. You know, we probably wouldn't need to get this new one, but I got to keep up with the boys.
Well, remember, Salmon Run is open 24/7 now.
I don't even remember Salmon Run in the old one, so I guess it was. I guess it wasn't 24/7 back
Salmon Running.
then. Yeah, you know what I said.
Yeah, like when there's things, until I don't like them, then I don't want any more. And then even then, you can woo me back. Game of Thrones. I was so upset about that, and I was like, you know what? This is stupid. I enjoyed Game of Thrones for so long. this is a toxic way of thinking. I should go back to Game of Thrones. So I
And
did.
Look what it did to you last
yeah, but
week.
that's the thing. I'm not going to say like, well, that's my lesson. I shouldn't have gone back, because I know the right way to look at it is don't shut yourself off to something just because of that. Be at least have the window open a crack instead of shutting it completely. That's stupid, because I
Let
think
it
later
draft
down
in
the
that way.
later down the road, I'm not like, boy, am I glad I closed myself off from those experiences. And I was like, that's a silly way of thinking. I shouldn't do that. I should at least be open to it somewhat, no matter how much I get burned, because in the grand scheme of things, it's a piece of entertainment. That's all that it is. I just consume it, and it might mean something in my life, might not, but it doesn't hurt me.
I tried that with lemons. I went right back to limes.
Should try again. What about lemon lime, George? Is that okay?
I'll tolerate it.
You can hear in his voice he's not feeling it. Anyway, moving on. The rumored Nintendo Direct has been through a lot this week.
The rumor.
Because, as you know, there was a rumored Nintendo Direct. And then we heard earlier this week that the rumored Nintendo Direct may be delayed. So a rumor about the rumor because of the passing of the Queen. Queen Elizabeth II is no longer with us. Apparently, Nintendo was considering delaying their Direct because, two reasons. Don't want to seem inconsiderate. The respected time of mourning is 10 days, I believe, for royalty, something like that.
And because they were going to announce the Burger King Sneak King game, and that would have been disrespectful.
And on top of that, Nintendo's like, that would be dominating everything going on the internet for a while. We don't necessarily want to put out a Direct when we're not going to get as much attention as we can. But then the second rumor came out, and it says, apparently that's not going to happen. Nintendo's going on. So the rumor is as it was last week. Still a rumored Direct, still rumored for this week, still rumored to be announced on Monday, happening on Tuesday. We will all find out together, my friends. But remember, the rumors for this rumor include Zelda, Twilight Princess, and Wind Waker HD coming to the Switch. Metroid Prime Remaster finally being unveiled. Potential new information on Breath of the Wild 2. And many other in a full fat Nintendo Direct. So surprises abound, to be sure.
Comment in the Discord or question: didn't Nintendo send the Queen a DS or 3DS once? Is that true?
I believe there was a Wii that was sent to the Queen, but I don't know if Nintendo did it.
Oh, okay.
And there was also a golden Wii that I believe THQ made and said they were going to send to the Queen.
Free for those who can afford it. Very expensive for those who can't.
I thought I heard something.
Yeah.
It was the dishwasher.
Oh. So anyway, most upvoted comment goes to Shillelagh. They say, I would absolutely hope this isn't true. I have absolutely no time for monarchy, an outdated, racist, privileged institution, amongst other things, that caused misery, putting it mildly, around the world for centuries, the effects of which are still felt today. It's not bothering Microsoft. They made the announcement since, scheduled for the 14th of September. What Microsoft should have far more of a bearing on Nintendo's plans. I don't think Nintendo really gives a crap about what Microsoft does as far as timing. They don't want things to overlap for sure, but I don't think Nintendo's like, oh, Microsoft's got something coming up, we better put something out. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too big into the monarchy, but I love that movie King Ralph, and we wouldn't have it
funny
without that.
Second conversation I've had about King Ralph this week. We got the UK's top 20 physical and digital for August, everybody.
Hell yeah.
Remember, this is top 20, all platforms, physical and digital combined, UK specifically, August 2020. And begin.
Call of Duty, bro.
Call of Duty, bro. Not on here.
Sure, whatever.
Oh boy. Microsoft, I don't know if that was a good purchase.
E-Ring Elden R.
E-Ring Elden R. Number 20. My good lord. I had to look all the way down at the bottom for it. I didn't think it would be there.
Mario Kart 8.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Number 18.
Kirby's Dream Buffet.
Kirby's? No, that's
not good.
Yeah, Nintendo doesn't report digital. I should put that out there.
Nintendo Switch Sports.
Nintendo Switch Sports. Number 5. Minecraft number 12.
FIFA.
Switch edition specifically. FIFA. I don't. Oh, yes, number 3. I'll take one more.
NBA 2K, the show.
That just came out. And that's 2 games combined again.
I say it like that to try to get one of them.
Well, you got neither. I'm sorry.
I deserved it.
All right, fine. I'll give it to you. Number 1, Saints Row. The new Saints Row, which was reviewed poorly.
Fun with that once.
Number 2, Grand Theft Auto 5. Not guessed by anyone here
shorts?
for some reason. I don't know. No, that was Grand Theft Auto. FIFA. Number 4, Lego Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga. Number 5, Nintendo Switch Sports. Number 6, F1 2022. Number 7, Spider-Man Remastered.
What
Is
that for PlayStation 5? Like, what is that for?
Sure. I don't know.
Is that the new that's Spider-Man?
Yeah, the one that just came out on PS4 has been remastered. Yes. This is the hellscape we have created. And they took out the old actor's face and put in a new actor. Number 8, 2 Point Campus. Number 9, Grand Theft Auto Online. Number 10, Far Cry 6. Number 11, Mortal Kombat 11. That's funny. Number 12, Minecraft. Number 13, Red Dead Redemption 2. Number 14, The Sims 4. Number 15, Horizon Forbidden West. Number 16, Gran Turismo 7. Number 17, WWE 2K22. 18 is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. 19 is Dishonored. And 20 is E-Ring Elden R. Curbo says, I know a good few of those games had digital sales recently. Yep, when games go on sale with discounts, then the sales of the game go up. Our final top story, everybody. Have you ever played a Sonic game, Mom Breen?
Yeah.
Well, you've never played a Sonic game that will have more content than Sonic Frontiers.
No one cares about
That's according
me.
to Sonic Team's Takashi Iizuka. He's talking about Sonic Frontiers, and they're like, in an interview, he was asked, how big is Sonic Frontiers? How many hours will it take to beat Sonic Frontiers? And he says, I can't reveal how many levels will be in the game. However, I can guarantee that Frontiers features the most amount of content ever included.
Oh my God!
In a Sonic game. We wanted to make sure that Starfall Islands were stimulating enough for players with a lot of minigames and activities that would grab their attention while exploring. When we had to create the maps, we immediately thought about where we should place puzzles, ramps, and all of those elements that could keep the user's curiosity alive. You've never played a bigger Sonic game than Sonic Frontiers. Damn it. Kuribo says, I get the feeling build of hype for this game is going to disappoint some people. Hope I'm wrong. We'll find out November 8th, my friend. That's when Sonic speeds onto the Switch. See what I did there? He runs real fast. Too many chili dogs. Mom Brain, what have you been playing? Thank you.
I didn't play anything this week.
The joke is diarrhea. Okay, Mom Brain, thank you. Nikki Hill, what have you been playing?
I only played Solitaire.
Oh.
See House G's.
Oh, no. And do your visit to Tamriel? Good?
You know, I played a little Live Alive just so I could say that I played something else this week. Made it to the last boss and got my butt beat. What I like about... This isn't a spoiler. It's not a spoiler. So you get killed by the last boss. You know how some games it's just like game over and you reload? You get killed by the last boss here, and like they play the end credits, and it's like, oh god, it was really intense. So I had to I can still reload my game, obviously, but I thought that was a nice touch.
I'd say it's a bit of a spoiler. I would consider that spoiler. Nikki Hill looks confused, although I don't know if it's about this.
Maybe you did beat the game.
You beat it. You lost.
I lost because
Point
they
of the
showed
game is to lose.
Well, I won't tell you what they showed, but yeah, no, I thought that was cool because usually you could just reload your game. You can still reload it and go back and play it. I'm gonna have to grind though because he's really difficult. Maybe the Discord can help me out. Did I just spoil the game? I don't think that's a spoiler, personally.
Hi there, King of Mars. Hi there, Steve Irwin, RIP. Good to see you guys. But yes, Skyrim. Tell us about Skyrim.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I played Skyrim too. Yeah, I can't get away from Skyrim. I'm addicted to it. It's still a lot of fun. I'm doing some new things that I never did in my previous playthroughs.
Doing some new things.
Yeah, so I'm like, telling myself that I'm doing things different, but I mean, I am doing things different, but I'm telling myself that it's going to end soon, and then I can.
This is so interesting to me that you are like, you can't stop playing it, but you're also like desperately looking to get away from it.
Only the hours that I'm spent, like I don't think there's anything wrong with playing it a little bit every day, but the hours that I put into it every day are getting pretty ridiculous, and it's been tough to like tear myself away to do other things. And it's so funny how it all started with just like one of the stories in Live Alive was so good and somehow reminded me of Skyrim, and that's how I jumped into Skyrim on a whim, and 2 weeks later I can't get out of it.
Live Alive was so good that it pushed you away from it.
It did. It did. So yeah, I feel really bad now that I spoiled that.
I said I thought it was a spoiler. I don't know if anybody else is
comments are saying it's spoiler heavy. So yeah, I don't know. I would think that, saying that I made it to the boss and died isn't a spoiler, because obviously there's going to be a boss.
Well, you said the end boss, and then you said also the credits roll.
Yeah, but then you just reload your game like anybody would. Who's gonna take the loss and just leave it at that?
You.
No, I said I was
now.
I don't understand.
Once you get out of Skyrim's grip, I mean, you're gonna go back. You said you need to go back and level up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's gonna take time.
Yeah.
I can't just turn the game on and say that I played it this week.
Listen, if I was, if it was the the trope in games where you encounter who's going to be the final boss in the very beginning of the game and you fight him and he hits you once and you're dead, I wouldn't consider that a spoiler, because it's the very beginning of the game and it happens. But at the end of the game, the fact that that happens, the credits roll. It's not the worst spoiler I've heard, but I would consider it a spoiler. If I was writing an article, I would put that after a jump. That's what I would do. Right. So I don't want you to feel bad. I don't think it's a horrible spoiler, but I would consider it a spoiler. And you were struggling with it too. You're like, it's not a spoiler.
Well, I didn't think it would be, because I had already said I made it to the last boss and died. So like, spoiler, there's a last boss in the game. Big deal.
Oh yeah,
spoiler, you can lose to him. So what that there's credits? No one's gonna just let the credits roll after dying and be like, all right, well, I guess I lost after 20 hours of playing this game. No, I'm gonna go back in, level up, and try to beat him.
Yeah, well, I mean, like the point for telling the story was that happened. You found that interesting, right?
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that's what we're saying is the spoiler, because I also think that's cool, but I wouldn't have expected that.
Well, forgive me.
No
one needs to play the game.
You're totally fine. No, yeah, that's the thing. It's not a story spoiler. That's like, if we're talking in the grand hierarchy of spoilers, you're down here. Like story spoiler, like, I'm playing the game and so-and-so died. Then I'd be like, oh, what the hell, man? Yeah, like, you're, listen, on the internet, they'd hate you no matter what, because they hate everything. But in real life, you're good. Yeah, stay off the internet. Is that it for you?
That's it for me.
Oh boy. Okay.
What
were you playing, Romy?
No,
we didn't play Fortnite this. Or
no. I didn't mean it like that.
What did you play, Raw Meat Cowboy?
Thanks for asking. I'm looking at this rundown of the. I opened this tweet to see if it was a lie, and it's not. This is from Games Industry website, gamesindustry.biz. They have a recap of the Ubisoft event.
Why aren't you looking at GoNintendo?
5 Assassin's Creed games were announced.
May the rats eat your eyes!
Didn't they take a year off to like slow things down?
Yeah, that's why they took a year off, so they could come back later and bring out 5 of them. 5 Assassin's Creed games announced? What's the tweagle for?
You're reading a tweet.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Is that?
Thanks, Joe Shabadoo, for the
Eagle
reminder.
Sound? Was that from Odyssey?
I didn't grab it from Odyssey, no. I'm just looking to see if any of these Assassin's Creed games were announced for Switch. According to the person covering the site, they were not. 5 Assassin's Creed games. God help us.
Where are they taking place? Japan?
Well, you know what? Let's do it. Why the hell? We're ahead of schedule, I'll tell you. Assassin's Creed Mirage was confirmed to be the next mainline release, starring Valhalla's Basim. This is set in 9th century Baghdad and aims to tap into the spirit of the original Assassin's Creed.
That seems a jerk.
Due out next year. Codename Jade is an open world RPG. Oh, no.
Bravo, Jade.
Oh, I guess these are all Assassin's Creed. Yes. Assassin's Creed. 2. What does this mean? I don't know if these are Assassin's Creed games. I guess they are. Codename Jade is an open world RPG for mobile optimized for touch controls. It's set in ancient China. 2 new HD games in development. First is Codename Red, be set in feudal Japan and is being developed by Assassin's Creed Odyssey lead studio. Codename Hex, setting to be disclosed, developed by Ubisoft Montreal, historically the studio, blah, 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 blah. Assassin's Creed Infinity is not a game. Instead, it's a platform that will allow fans to access both past and future games, with the series' present-day meta story now planned to be delivered through the hub.
Let it out, baby.
I can't.
Let it out, baby.
And Assassin's, that shows you how many Assassin's Creed games have come out in such a short amount of time that Ubisoft announces a place where you can go just to stay up with Assassin's Creed.
It's a good story.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Did you ever watch the movie?
They also showed off new content for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the next free expansion. No. They also announced a documentary, Beyond the Creed, a new documentary looking at the first 15 years. 15 years of Assassin's Creed, and today they announced 5 Assassin's Creed games. What's going on? What's going on, people? Help me make it make sense. I don't know.
What if they announced?
I'm the one that's in the wrong here.
Was there a time when they would announce like a new Super Mario game and a sports Mario game and then another Mario and then Luigi's Mansion? I don't know.
Yeah, there were times when they announced those. Sure. What's your point?
Nice try. Nice try.
Yeah, right. Were there times where they released one sports game every year or
This
something?
situation calls for a devil's advocate, but I've got no ammunition.
I'm going for it anyway.
Ubisoft is going to. They just announced they're releasing an Assassin's Creed console.
Ubisoft is like, forget all of our other franchises, man. We're Assassin's Creed and we're Tom Clancy. That's it. That's everything.
But if they had an Assassin's Creed console, it would just be like the hardware, and you'd still have to buy the games. It's like not preloaded with games.
Yeah, and the ports would be bad.
Lanquin
says, has he covered the animation, the live action show, the webtoon, and the books that were announced? Lanquin, are you joking? It's I don't know. I don't know, man. Listen, here's the thing that I should say that's most important. If you're excited about all this content, that is awesome for you. I'm not telling you not to like this stuff. I'm just saying, like, Dude brought up the perfect point. Ubisoft just a few years ago was like, we're taking some time off from Assassin's Creed because, you know, a bit of an overkill. And now it's like, here's 5 Assassin's Creed spin-offs.
We took some time off. We know you're hungry for it.
Yeah, right.
Chow down.
Assassin's Creed fans have gone a long time without a new installment. It's been almost a year, and here we are. Languid says, I'm not joking. I saw the presentation. There you go. There you go.
Doesn't it make you feel, I mean, I know obviously you're upset about this because of what it means for the state of the industry, but doesn't it make you feel a little better that the Switch doesn't have any of that crap and it's on top? I mean, it has some of the older Assassin's Creed games, but like,
listen,
they're still on top, and it doesn't seem like if Assassin's Creed fails, video games aren't crumbling.
Yeah, listen.
Worse, Assassin's Creed succeeds, and
I wouldn't be upset if it succeeded. I wouldn't be upset if it failed. I don't want any game to fail. Like, I don't want a franchise to fail. This is just a me thing where I'm like, I just can't believe there's so much Assassin's Creed content in such a short amount of time. It's not that I don't think the games should or shouldn't exist. It's just, it's just surprising to me. I don't know.
What is it about Assassin's Creed that people just can't get enough of?
Well, that's the thing. I think they can get enough of it.
Or is it that Ubisoft is just really like making it?
No, it's always a business, so they're making money. Just like that's the thing. I don't know that they're making that much money where it's like now's the time to go all in on 5 games and animations. And I don't know. I'm not the businessman.
But
Listen,
if,
they're
like,
seeing things that show them they should take this approach.
What if
so.
like what's really happening is everyone quit there except for the people that make Assassin's Creed, but they don't want to like admit it. You know, like people who like keep pretending to go to work after they've lost their job. So it's like, we got more games coming out and it's just all Assassin's Creed games. And they're like, nobody's going to notice. Everybody's just going to love it.
Here's what I think it is. I think, and a lot of companies are guilty of this. When they have a hit franchise, they are so afraid to do anything new that they would rather drive that franchise into the ground because they'll at least make money for a good amount of time rather than putting out a new installment in something and it failing.
It reminds
So
me
once
of
you have
the
a
movie
hit,
I watched last
you
night.
push. What movie?
I don't. Well,
Thor?
I'll wait to talk about it because I don't want to talk about it yet. But
The movie I know you watched?
yeah,
The Marvel movie.
what you're it reminds me of one of the messages in the movie I watched. last
Nikki
night.
Hill, I heard your Thor as well. Yes, I will acknowledge
kidding.
your jab. Yes.
Wasn't-
Anyway,
was-
I what point are you
Sorry.
making here?
I'll talk.
I'm curious. Now I'm not upset. I'm nosy.
And might I
There we
add,
go. That's what we needed. Well, we'll talk
So
about it later.
It wasn't a movie franchise that's been
No.
run into the ground.
No.
Recently, I watched The Forever Purge. It's quite a few
I have
purges.
not seen any of the purges. Do you think that means forever though?
I don't
Maybe the
know.
never again purge will be
Honestly,
next.
I just watched it a few nights ago and I don't remember how it ends.
Excellent. All right. So what did I play?
It usually means it's a good movie, right?
Yep. I played One Shot World Machine Edition, and I'm not allowed to do my review until a specific date. But
I'm fed up with this one-shot war.
I guess I can talk about it in more detail. This game, this was the game that I had trouble describing last week. So let me try again. You play a game. I already feel like I'm messing it up. All right, so it has a game in it, like a traditional
That's
game.
not
It's
possible.
like go around, collect things, talk to people, solve some puzzles, light puzzling. But outside of that exists like a computer desktop, and you control the computer desktop as well. So like you can minimize the game you're playing and do stuff on the computer desktop.
Oh, so you can like go and update through the game.
Yes, let's say that. So the character in the game is supposed to be saving the game world, but the character in the game does not know it's a game. But that character can talk to you, and you are seen as like the god. And
I understand.
It makes a very interesting mechanic and dynamic. And the game plays with that a lot, and the game plays with the game in a game thing too. But I'll be damned if this game isn't another one where you play it and specifically the ending, you're like, ooh, that is gonna sit with me for a very long time. If you weren't interested in this game before, you should take note of it. One Shot World Machine Edition. It comes out September 22nd. I will talk about it at great length in my review, but it's I'm not going to put it up there with Undertale or Doki Doki Literature Club. But it's definitely close. And there's something in the game that is right neck and neck with all that stuff. But it's up there, man. It's an interesting one.
Thanks for the warning.
That's what I was thinking when I was saying it. It is an interesting one, certainly. It's gonna make you think about stuff. So I played that. I played Fortnite, of course. I have a problem in Fortnite. There are too many weapons that I want. Normally, I can get a loadout of things I want and I'm good. Now there's too much to pick from, and I don't know what to run with because I want the Dragon Ball Kamehameha. I want the Nimbus Cloud to fly around. I want the fire bow and arrow, which is back. I want. There's something I'm forgetting. Oh, the chug cannon. I like carrying around the chug cannon. You can't carry all those things, so I'm in a dilemma where I can't figure out what I want to take with me, and it's making me play poorly because I end up taking bad loadouts that are just fun but not great for all situations. You need like a mid to long distance range gun and a close up gun. You need health, you need shield, and then a mystery slot, something fun, whatever you want to throw in that other one. But yeah, I'm doing like Kamehameha and Nimbus Cloud and Chug Cannon, and that leaves me room for like one kind of regular gun, which is going to be short range or long range, and I don't know, it's just not working for me. Too much fun is what I'm trying to say. There's too much fun. And then the other thing I played was Splatoon 3. I started Splatoon 3 last night, and it's one of those few games where I'm one that plays a game and I'll play for like an hour or two, and I'm like, okay, I need a break. I could be really enjoying the game, but I'm like, all right, I need a break. I'm done for now. But every once in a while, you get a game where I can't stop playing, and I'm like, I gotta stop. I gotta go to bed. Splatoon 3 is that game for me, but as of right now, I'm only playing the single player. If you're someone who has slept on single player in Splatoon, you are missing out. It is some of Nintendo's best work. It's up there with a single player Mario or a single player. Well, I guess I'd just go with Mario. It is the level design. I played a level last night that was so well designed. It's one of the best levels I've ever played in a game. I forget what every game has level names, or every level in this game has a name that pertains to what's going on in the level. I forget what this level's name was, but it's about it being a small space with a whole bunch of stuff hidden that expands into a much larger puzzle to solve. And it was so expertly built and designed. And every time you think you're like
a story mode or something, or you?
Yeah. All 3 Splatoons have story modes. I hit multiple times in this level where I was like, where can I go? There's nothing else to do. And you're building a bridge to get to the goal. And I'm like, there's not another button for this goal. I don't understand where to go. So you run through the level again. You're like, oh, this thing here, maybe I could go this way. And it happens like 3 or 4 times in this small level. And I'm like, this is so well made. It was so interesting to me. And to a lesser degree, that's all the other levels. All the levels are a ton of fun. But yes, it has Splatoon 1, 2, and 3 all have single player story modes. And they are not like, half hour and you're done. This is like a lot of stuff to do. You could probably spend, I don't know,
about 45 minutes,
6 to 8 hours in it, I'm going to guess. And that's not if you're going for all the extra content.
Wow. I'm impressed.
It's so good. And the story mode starts out really interesting because let's say it starts out how Splatoon 2's story mode was. And I was like, oh, it's like this. And then something happens and you're like, oh, they fooled me. It's like that. And also the soundtrack this summer. So I love Splatoon soundtracks because they're always experimental and very interesting. And the soundtrack in this one, as far as single player goes, has a lot of I'd call it like 80s synth kind of music to it. Very 80s style overall, but 80s synth. And it's really interesting to me. I really like it. It's not a direction I thought it would go in, but it's really good. There's a couple there's a few standout songs, but overall everything's really enjoyable. Gameplay's great. It looks great. I'm only doing single player right now. I'm addicted to it. And each level, it's true.
You're not addicted to it. Don't talk to me about addictions.
Well, for me, because I'm saying I play it and I'm like, I got to go to bed. That's for me a lot. The levels aren't just like go in the level and go to the goal. Like there's other levels that are like, you have to stay alive for 60 seconds and you have to dodge, or you're not allowed to refill your ink in this level and you have only a certain amount of ink to make it to the end, or you're given a certain type of weapon that makes the challenge much harder. And there's leveling up and there's hidden stuff and so good. It's so good.
Ladies and gentlemen,
single
Ronnie
player
Cowboy loves a Nintendo game.
Single player.
Hot off the press.
Single player. again, Nikki Hill, one of the members of the podcast, didn't know there was a single player story mode in Splatoon. There is. And it stands toe to toe with other single player games from Nintendo.
You mean like this Splatoon that was on the Wii U?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're still playing that game? That's so old, buddy.
No. And here's the other thing. The story is really interesting. The story in this one tells you.
The story is about these kids that are squids, but they're kids, but they're squids.
But here you find out where the humans went.
Oh my God.
Now you learn what happened, and you're learning it through secret documents you're not supposed to be collecting. So it's like this place that you go. This place that you go is like, do not let anybody see this information. Do not take this out of this location. Do not spread this information.
You underestimate the power of the dark
So
side.
it's really cool because the more you get into the level, the more the document is decoded. So when you first start reading it, it's like a couple sentences in English and then it's all garbled text. But the more you get into the level, the more the document gets translated. And then you go through and you read like a whole page of the document. And I'm only 2 pages in. I'm like, this is fascinating. It's like a historical, it's like a telling of how Splatoon came to be. It's
like an origin story.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I guess this is spoiler if you haven't played Splatoon 1 or 2, but our world existed and then it became Splatoon.
I gotta tell you
And
that is like
how this
way
happens.
deeper than I thought
It's
Splatoon
so good. I know,
would
because
go.
the single player, it's really good. Oh my God, I'm so invested. I was like, last night when I was playing, I was like, let me just do one more level because I want to read the next line in the story here. So it's good. Plays great, music's great, looks great. It's Nintendo's. This is Nintendo at the top of their game as far as single player stuff goes. The other stuff, I'll play it later, obviously, but I'm doing the single player first. That's what I always do with Splatoon because I love the single player. So,
well, you better play this dang thing with me, darn it. I'm getting it.
I mean, I will, but you don't have to get it. I don't want you to feel
ordered
forced.
it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
It's already ordered.
Yeah, I'm playing it. Like Splatoon is. Yes, I really want to play Splatoon, so you'll be fine. Don't you worry. But yeah, that's what I played, and I've been thinking about it all day. How I want to play it more. Good stuff. All right, let's do questions. Send your questions to GoNintendo. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Send your questions to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
goninpod@gmail.com. They can be about Nintendo. They can be about video games in general, or they can be about whatever the hell you want.
Wow.
Netflix says, we just added a docuseries you might like. I don't think
bet
so.
they didn't.
First question comes from Ted. I got a question.
Give it to us,
Is there a
Ted.
game you would like to go back and experience again as if it were the very first time playing it?
Earthbound.
Undertale.
Wow, yeah.
Doki Doki Literature Club. Breath of the Wild.
Witcher 3 for me, maybe.
Resident Evil 4.
Final Fantasy 7.
Resident Evil 4. I think I would put that in there.
Wind Waker.
A few games I played more than once.
But it would have to be in the circumstances too. Like for me, it was also the whole. You know.
The hole, yes.
The hole.
Wow. What a hole.
Ooh, good one. Anastasia Beaverhausen says Abe's Odyssey.
Oh man, for me, definitely. Yeah, that's a very good one. Yeah, I'm trying to think of games that like really, really resonated with me and like
I don't know. I kind
mean
of think
something to
Animal
me.
Crossing because there was something about like knowing that it was like
Hi Backseat Studios.
definitely for me. Like there was just something about playing it and being like,
Yeah.
this is like a game for me.
Hi Tamakoto. I know there's other games I'm forgetting, but there's definitely stuff in there where I'm like, man, I wish I could go through that again for the first time. I'm looking at here. I'd have to put more time into it, but I think we came up with a good list. Like, you know, there's games like The Last of Us where I'm like, oh, that's amazing. But that's not one where I'm like, I wish I could experience that again for the first time. Because it's just a fantastic story. But it's not like fantastic gameplay or anything.
But like
Like Life is Strange would be
There you go.
a good one, because that's one I could never play again, just because the story that I created is the story to me, and I could never play it again and do things differently or even do them the same.
You're exactly right.
So that would be that's like a good one to be like, yeah, I wish I could play that again for the first time.
Yeah. That's a really good example.
Sorry, Nikki.
Because there's all those story games, I only play through them once because I'm like, that's my story. That's the story I created on my way through. King of Mars says Beyond Good and Evil. Sorry.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking like games where somebody that you know says like, oh, I'm going to play this game, and you feel like, oh man, I'm so excited for you because that was an awesome game. Like, so The Last of Us would be one of those games because it, you know, even story-wise or whatever, it was so powerful that, you know, I feel whatever.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I think the story in that game is unbelievable. Like that's the reason to play the game. But like when I'm thinking of games, I think of like all encompassing aspects for me when I'm trying to think of ones I'd like to replay again. I don't have or play for the first time again. Because the story of that game blew me away, but the gameplay was, you know, not groundbreaker or anything. It's not. It's done very well, but it's not anything crazy. Hello, Arcade Token. Thanks for joining us. We also have a Patreon question. Mom Ring, did you know that you could join a Patreon
for $1?
For $1,
I did.
Freddie Fro has this week's Patreon question.
Ooh.
Freddie Fro says, "Oh no, I think I cut off part of the sentence here. I think it said Miyamoto. I think it said Miyamoto comes up to you and says, we need to spice up the controllers for the Switch successor, the new Switch 2 XXL. We need you to come up with a new button for the controller. Where do you put it? What is it called? What does it do?" A new button for the Switch controller. I'm sorry, a new button for the Switch 2 XXL. First off, what does it do?
Jelly beans.
It gives you jelly beans in real life?
Wasn't that what we had talked about?
You press there's a little like latch that opens in the controller, and jelly beans are in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
We had something related to candy, with the Wii.
The Wii successor, I think.
So candy dispenser.
I mean, I don't hate that. I was trying to think of a real thing.
What about a button that you push and it turns on a little fan and it cools off your hot gamer hands?
Oh, yes, that's a good one. That's a good one. Or a button you press that's like, you know, like it cleans the controller. I'm trying to think of a word there.
Disinfects?
Yeah. So it's like one of those, like, you know, a sprayer that's like right as soon as you're done playing, because then, you know, gamer gunk on controllers and all that. That'd be great. As far as a real button for another controller that actually does something, you know, controller's got enough buttons. I can't think of one that we need another button for.
A cool wet rag button.
Cool wet rag.
How about a nice Mister button? Yeah. You pull a trigger and it's like in your face.
Nice. Well, those two, PlayStation and Xbox have those like pro controllers with the two little flippers underneath.
Yes.
Maybe we can add a couple of little flippers for when we turn into penguin people.
For when you're playing pushy penguins.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna think of something stupid good. It's just nothing's coming to me now. You know, I want to know why Miyamoto's coming to me to ask for buttons. Like, this guy should know. How about a button that automatically disconnects the other player? So, like, you're losing and they're winning, and you just hit that button.
What if it's not a button? What if it's like a little pincher and it pinches you, and it gives, so it's like a little feedback.
What the hell?
Or like a little, like two little electrical contacts, so you occasionally get a little shock. It'd be great for playing a leg head and stuff.
Yeah, it's a one controller with one game built in, a leg head, and it electrifies
in Mario Odyssey, like you throw Cappy onto like the electrical thing, and you like travel on the electrical wires. You feel like
that was a sound effect. Holy moly, that needs to be clipped. Lankman says, I liked it before you corrected it. A button that automatically dicks the other player. Yeah, that enough players are dicks, so I don't think we need a dick button. But Yeah, how about just a button that just bans crappy people from online when you're playing?
How
Like
about
somebody's annoying you.
everywhere.
How about a DoorDash button?
Now, see, now you're thinking. Yes. So you go on DoorDash and you set up your order online, and it's your favorite order. And then when you're playing a game, you hit the DoorDash button, and that automatically orders your favorite order. That's the button. That is it. Definitely.
It's like,
or how about a button that
Amazon
just
had those like reorder things?
Yeah, you could
that
stick on your washing
I initially
machine.
thought were an
Hi,
April
Pip Up
Fool's
Water.
joke, but they were real.
How about a button that squirts ranch in your mouth?
Ew.
Ooh, yeah.
God, that's so gross.
The ranch button.
Oh God, that's horrifying.
I mean,
You
all
can
right, if you
refill-
prefer
after-
honey mustard, we can
After
probably make it
ranch is
happen.
gone, you can refill it with something else. Yeah, but it comes with ranch.
Or
Ew.
for me, actually,
Whatever you put in there is always going to taste like ranch a little
But
bit.
I don't.
a button with I think it would actually have to like connect, so it's like almost like a phone call, because I don't think if it was just a recording, it would get old and it wouldn't work for me. But like a button to be connected so that like if I'm dying repeatedly in a game and I'm just feeling like complete garbage, I can press that button and somebody on the other line would just be like, "You're doing a great job.
Mm.
You're doing great. Keep it up."
So
That's
like
a
a
nice
hotline
button.
Yeah.
Hi, Blood Ocean. How about a button? It's got to be something bathroom related. It helps you go to the bathroom. Like something happens.
What?
Like
The enema
so you don't have to get up to go to the bathroom. It's some kind of button that does
Oh.
something for
The
you.
enema button.
Squirts ranch in the toilet.
Some kind of, I don't know, like it shoves a tube up your ass or something.
I think
The beehole button.
I'm pretty sure Tim and Eric did that.
Beehole button.
Remember, Crazy Colonel, you don't have to draw any of this. Just take the day off.
You can draw all of it. Well, there you go. We came up with a bunch of very plausible button ideas. All right. Let's do some music. Send your music to goninpod@gmail.com. Goninpod@gmail.com. Please help out Mom Brain and put music in the title. It makes her day that much easier. She greatly appreciates it. Pip Up Water, I see your button comment and I'm trying to make sense of it. He says, a button you can only activate once and it lets you redeem one free game of your choice. He edited it. It said cam earlier. It's like, what does cam mean? Yes, that'd be great. So if one free game button. That's an interesting idea. You only get one. What are you going to spend it on? Make it something expensive, I guess. Mom Brain,
So a
do you have the
Nintendo
music
game.
thing? Yeah, well, something that never drop in price.
You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
Pip Up Water says the switch bidet button. That's it. The bidet button. That's it. It could
The
do ranch or the button. Hit me right in the badussy with the button.
For some reason, I thought that was still the.
A button that refills your drink.
This one comes from Mikey3319.
Well, I can tell you this much. It's Sega.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was like Chippendale's Rescue Rangers or something.
All right, it's Sega, but it's good, so I'm going to say it's Konami.
Uh-huh.
All right, what do we got from Sega and Konami? Turtles. Hyperstone Heist.
Yep. You got
What
it.
you got there?
On the Switch. Also.
we got there. It's like you didn't get anything wrong in that.
Well, I didn't know what it was at first. I had to figure. I knew it sounded like Sega, and it sounded really good quality, so that's Konami probably. And then what has Konami got on Sega?
All right. Give me a minute. Let me just
Can I finish?
get where I need to be.
Be where you need to get.
That too. All right. This song comes from Jess I.
I know this already.
Earthbound.
It is not.
All right. Super Nintendo?
64.
Oh. Man. Well, I hate it.
No. That lady that plays it.
It's not first party, is it?
It is.
Oh, this is terrible for first party.
Mario RPG.
Not Mario RPG.
Mario Party.
No.
Mario.
Paper Mario.
I don't remember this from Paper
Bowser's
Mario at all.
Rage.
I gotta say, I don't often like Bowser's songs in games. Too much guitar for me.
Okay. You got a problem with guitar?
Just makes me think of Sonic games.
Oh. This one comes from Ask Me.
Well, I know it. We did this already, didn't we? Because yes, we had to do this because I was making a sound effect for this.
I mean, okay.
It's Contra 3, the alien noise.
It is.
That noise, remember? Dying cat. Unless somebody sent it in. Somebody else sent it in.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take it again then. Whoop.
Okay. Wow. Oh, man. Okay, that was from Ask Me. You guys are doing it this week.
Yeah, we're doing it, Mickey.
Hey, I got Paper Mario.
You did?
Oh man,
You're the only one. You got the next one. You got the next one. Remember, you could always default to the stuff Lube guesses all the time. So Battle Tanks and Turok.
Robin Hood, Prince
Killer
of Thieves.
Instinct, Robin Hood. Yep.
So,
Everything okay here, Mom Brain?
yeah, this one comes from Spaniel 53.
Well, dude, we don't want to step on your toes.
Is this Switch? Do you know it?
It's not Switch. And
Oh, so it's legit? Old school?
yeah,
It's got a Game Boy feel to it.
it's Game Boy Color.
My weak spot. Well, I have guesses I always go to for that.
Pokemon.
Mickey's Speedway.
No,
Is this something I always guess? You're looking at me like I
I
do.
think you've played it.
It's possible. First party?
Yep.
Okay, Pokemon.
Nope.
Okay, what is it? Zelda.
Yep.
Oracle of Ages?
Yep.
Wow, what is this song in Oracle of Ages? Does it tell you?
Nehru's song.
Oh, I don't remember it.
And a little shout out to our friend Spaniel, who was impeccable with
Formatting.
the formatting.
Where's our Oracle of Ages and Seasons remake? That's a remake. It's been decades.
What remake?
This next jam comes from Turbo K.
That's an ad for DraftKings.
It sure is.
Nice. If you have a gambling problem, call this number.
Was it really for DraftKings?
Well, that was what the ad was.
Yes!
For,
Is this the game?
this is the game.
Oh, it's sad. Why do I know this?
You played it.
Grease.
It is.
Oh. Hey, you got one.
The dog is so happy for me.
Ooh.
Is she starting up a car over there?
Okay. We'll do one more.
I think she's looking at the back door, so it might be Cole.
We could have the perfect score here with one more.
That was from Turbo K, and it was Grease. Last one comes to us from Hailey and Tom.
Balloon fight?
No.
Star Tropics.
Yeah.
I got it. We got them all, baby. We got them all.
Congratulations.
Extra points for DraftKings.
I think so.
Thank you.
That'll
Holy
definitely
crap.
get you a 6 out of 9.
We got them all. We got them all. I can't believe it. And everybody answered something this time.
I answered one.
We did it, guys. That's how you do a music section. Holy moly. Dude, you got something to play us out?
Yes, of course I do. So this just came across my desk over here. News Views. It's never news. Rumor of the week starring Dew Michaels. Ladies and gentlemen, we did hear some tragic news that Nintendo did not get its start with Love Hotels. But what it did get its start with was, it says right here, martial arts studio. So Nintendo used to be, it's news now. They used to teach martial arts. People thought it was the art of love, which is why they got it confused with the Love Hotels. And people would walk in, there was a lot of like wrestling and stuff going on and things like that, and you'd be like,
Grappling.
you'd be like, oh, obviously they're love.
Zookeeper.
Yes, exactly. They're having sex. But yeah, so that's how they originally got their start. And then when the movie The Karate Kid came out, they were like, well, we can't do this anymore. Let's make video games.
Piplup Water says Nintobra Kai. Nintobra Kai.
That's amazing.
Nintendo
Must have come across Piplup Water's desk just recently.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Piplup Water and I have the same source. But yeah, so keep an eye out for that.
I'm doing Kung Fu music. That's the game on the NES. I can do the sound effects from that game too. I can't do the echo one.
Oh yeah.
That's a weird game, man. Okay, guys.
Help me, Thomas. Sylvia.
Thanks for that rumor. That's definitely true. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course. My pleasure.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Everybody.
We did it. After show.
Guys, you know what
Give me
movie I
an after
watched?
show.
What'd you watch?
Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
Oh, I heard it's very good.
So good.
That's what Kevin said.
It was so good. I mean,
You're susceptible to that, but it, we all need something that's going to be a feel-good movie every once in a while, right?
it was excellent.
I mean, it's feel good, but it's feel bad too.
Yeah. It's an emotional movie.
There is something in that movie. They describe, I don't want to get into spoilers. Something is described, something that everybody experiences in life is described in a way where I was like, that is such a heart-wrenching and like succinct way to describe that feeling.
But they don't label, there isn't a label for the feeling if it's the same thing I'm thinking of.
Probably not then.
Oh. Because I like really
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I'll text you.
Okay.
But anyway, you go ahead.
No, there's nothing. I mean, it just.
I never knew that Mona Lisa Saperstein was the voice of Marcel the Shell. All you Parks and Rec fans out there. John Ralphio's sister. Anyways, sorry. That's all I got to contribute to the conversation. It wasn't very much.
All right, I texted it to you.
I thought it was fantastic, and I would recommend it to anybody. I think it's pretty. Oh, yeah, I don't like that.
Oh, well, I get it. Like as far as how it relates to what's happening in the movie at that point.
Yeah.
I get wanting that feeling.
Yeah.
I heard that and I was like, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was going to say this during the podcast. I forgot. If you want to go on Patreon, which is $1, you can. This week I wrote a mini review for Marcella's Shell with Shoes On. I celebrated the anniversary of the Dreamcast because it was $9.99. I did some other stuff. I don't remember what else.
Talked about your favorite video game memory.
Oh,
your
yeah.
Dad carrying you to bed without waking you up, even though you were already up. I love that.
I talked about favorite gaming memory and some other stuff in there. So
Now
you can
you've gotta
check that out
carry
for
him to bed.
$1. I could. What else we got to talk about? Anything else? Oh, Lord of the Rings. No spoilers, but you liked it, you said.
Yeah, I'm liking it so far. I watched the first 2 episodes. There's a 3rd episode out. I think it's very cinematic. I think the effects, the CGI looks great. All the landscape stuff is beautiful. I don't know too much about the lore of that age of Middle Earth and all that stuff, so I can't be too critical on the story, which is probably why I'm enjoying it so much so far.
Did you? I really want to get into spoilers, but I won't. And I know Mom Rain's going to have a visceral reaction too. Did you watch this week's She-Hulk?
Yes.
Man.
I purposely didn't ask you guys about it because I was like, this for me is worse than ever. And I just know that Kevin and Danielle are going to love it. So I was like, I don't even want to talk about it. And I hope to God they don't bring it up when I come.
I was like, oh my
God.
I can't believe you guys like it. I honestly don't know why. I honestly don't know why.
Are you telling me?
I know you hate Wongers.
Wongers!
I know you hate it.
Wongers!
I know you hate Wongers.
Are you telling me you hated the Magician?
I hated the Magician. That was as hacky as it comes. I liked it better when it was called Arrested Development. Did you ever see that? And then they're talking about like they're spoiling The Sopranos. Like, don't put pop culture references in your stuff, please. Like, it's going to age poorly. It's already
I
kind
started
of
watching The
painful
Sopranos
for me.
last December, so they spoiled it for me.
Well, not that it's a spoiler. That's not the big deal. The big deal is they're mentioning it like it's a joke in the show, and it's like get over it. Like, let's do an original thing
that have been frowned upon in the past in other places. So like I don't know.
Yeah,
did you like the episode?
I don't think I'm really
loving
it that much.
I was laughing so loud that I thought I was going to wake Danielle up.
Like, I feel like if some of these characters were in a different show, it would be like change the channel.
It's like a spoof. It's not that it's bad. It's like it's a spoof of a Marvel show. It's almost like Saturday Night Live is making like a Marvel show.
I can see that perspective.
And it's like, okay, creative and funny, but doesn't fit in the MCU
My
world.
sister sent me this today.
For me, it doesn't. It's
Did
not
you
even
see
that funny.
In the Discord?
I did
not.
But this is what I'm talking about. He brings it up, and then I tell him why, and then he's not. Then he's.
I 100% listened. I listened to the whole thing. I swear to God.
Okay. It's fine.
What would you like me to say? You and I disagree. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, you don't have to say anything, man. I'm glad that you enjoy it. I'm glad that you enjoy
You got mad at me because you thought I wasn't listening. I was. I promise I was listening.
I know you were.
You feel like it doesn't belong in the MCU. You feel like it's Saturday Night Live-esque. You feel like Nikki Hill feels like it was if it wasn't these characters in another show, it'd be like change the channel. I heard all of it. I disagree. I'm not going to argue about it because I obviously feel Mom Brain and I feel very differently. You guys feel very differently. Yeah. You're not digging it. You don't have to.
Jokes that are just like really, really cheap shots or something that, yeah. If
the joke,
it's the stuff that like you would hate in a different show, probably.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Don't tell me how I would feel. I think the show's really funny.
He's telling you how to feel.
No, that was my whole point. I said I don't want to talk about it because I'm not telling you how to feel. You're telling me you didn't find the joke funny where Madison spells her name on the stand.
God,
hold on. Where Madison spells her name on the stand and they cut to the other lawyer and he scratches out the name.
Why is that funny?
Because it's a little tiny joke that they threw in there that people aren't going to catch unless you're paying attention.
They had her in like the entire show too. They made it like this Jersey Shore-esque fun. It's like, good Lord. And then the after credits thing too with how much drinking do we have to throw in the show? I'm surprised you like this and tolerate it.
Because she's a sloppy mess. They're making fun of her. That's the point.
All right. Well, then you win again, and MCU wins again for you. So
I'm not telling you you're wrong. See, this is why I can't talk about it because
you're the one who brought it up. I wasn't going to bring it up because I knew it would come to this.
But you get mad that I disagree with you.
Look, you can disagree. It's the way that it happens. It's like, oh, I didn't like Shaun of the Dead. I didn't find it funny. Oh, I didn't find this scene in Licorice Pizza funny or entertaining. But all these hacky things in She-Hulk are like your bread and butter, and it's not.
That's the thing. I think so that's where we disagree because I don't think it's hacky here, but I did think Shaun of the Dead was hacky. You don't think it's hacky there, but you think She-Hulk is hacky. So we're at the same place, just different shows. And I happen to really like the one, and you happen to really like the other.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to talk about these things with you anymore. You make me feel bad about it.
What?
You have a way of describing things like you are right, rather than it's like a conversation.
What did I say? All right, we're gonna end the after show here, because this is gonna go on. This could go on forever.
What's Discord say about these shows? Every time I go to Discord, they're always against me, so I shouldn't be saying this, but What's Discord?
Well, there's pictures of Madison. So
they have
Wong and Madison are the power couple of the year.
Is this a fan made this, right? MCU's not putting this.
No,
out.
they made that. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was on their official Twitter.
What was
Wongers and Madison were trending on Twitter yesterday.
Wow. Then I don't. Then you know what? I don't belong in this earth anymore. I've officially become the old man that is out of touch and doesn't know anything. Because this
Joe
is obviously...
Shabazoo says he's indifferent. There you go. I'm trying to read the ones that are negative.
Okay, I appreciate it. It's fine. It's, you know what? Everyone should enjoy everything and give everything a chance.
Eileen Tom says, I'm lost on the conversation. My entertainment tonight will be Stooges and Svengoolie. Now, Svengoolie is something we can all agree on. Is he still on TV for real?
I don't know.
Where do you even watch him? Is MeTV still a thing?
I think so.
Are you being serious, Eileen Tom? Can you still watch Svengoolie? Because I would like to see that again. Yep, MeTV. Man, oh man. It's like the one thing that's still on MeTV. They change, well, old show to old show all the time. But Svengoolie's doing what we do on movie night.
That's
just
right.
Only in very tiny spurts. I had no idea that MeTV was still a thing. Good for MeTV. I think there's a place for that kind of thing on TV. For people who like to watch 8 episodes of what's that show with the dad from A Christmas Story?
Gavin.
Yeah, where he was like a supernatural. It was like the X-Files before the X-Files was around.
Millennium. Oh, that was after.
No, my glasses. Man, that's the Rockford Files. Is that what it was?
The X-Files? The
Rockford Files. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Play some games, rest, relax, hang out with friends and family. You deserve it. Jesus Christ. We'll see you next week with me being upset about the Tokyo Game Show, but we'll have Konami news to talk about and a whole bunch of other stuff. So look forward to that. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Is it the Rockford Files? That's going to drive me nuts.